I could give a damn if you doubt me.
Okay, we are live. Welcome, guys. This is the AFGC Africa or Kombat Africa series brought to you by Charlie Wolf Gaming. Guys, we've got an excellent lineup here tonight. I hope you're all doing well. Anybody in the chat now, welcome. Please keep the chat going, guys. All the guys from the PS4 community, from the PC community, thank you so much for joining in. We really appreciate your support. Just something we are trying to do during this lockdown is just to try to keep Africa on the map. We're trying to get as many streams available as possible. The guys from the FGC Africa group, we've got the FGC Africa YouTube channel, we've got Brandon Shokan doing things for the community in Africa, Sub-Saharan Africa, just to make sure that going forward, and when I say going forward, in the very near future, Africa is going to be recognized as a key player in the Mortal Kombat scene internationally. So do not be surprised, guys, once everything kind of resumes and normality is restored. Don't be surprised if we see some sort of intercontinental Africa Cup as part of the Mortal Kombat Pro series, hopefully for season 2, which will be shortly. Guys, I hope you're all doing well tonight. I see a couple of guys already joining in on the chat. Darkskin, Bruce Wayne, Z Mangena, Alaric, so glad to see you guys. Thomas Kay, Ngoni, as usual, so much thanks and appreciation goes out to you guys just for keeping YouTube alive, keeping Mortal Kombat alive, and just putting Africa on the map. Guys, we've got a fantastic lineup here for you guys tonight. Some really top tier matches taking place, and I'll get that roster for you up shortly. As you can see on the screen now, coming up first, guys, we've got 2 first to 5 matches, followed by our main event, which is a first to 10 X-Ray versus Atrocity Part 2. Atrocity, unfortunately, going down by 10 games to 2 in their first match, which happened about 2 weeks ago. I do believe that the two of them have been playing a couple of friendlies, either in Combat League or just some private friendlies. I'm not 100% sure. But both players seem quite ready to have this run back now. So as a main event tonight, guys, you are in for a treat. It's X-Ray 92 versus Atrocity Part 2 in a first to 10 clash to see who is the one that's going to be left standing and to be seen as the best PC player as things stand right now. But before we get there, guys, we've also got 2 first to 5s happening. One between a name who I think most of the community will recognize, and that is Mr. Parasurama himself, taking on somebody that's probably more prominent in the PC community in Chris Nevermore. That's going to be a first to 5, followed by our intercontinental matchup between Zambia and Zimbabwe. Dexter Fury representing Zambia, going up against FTS Tanashi or representing Zimbabwe. So this is going to be quite an interesting matchup to see, guys, because I think both of them are Cassie Cage specialists. They do play a range of other characters as well, but it's going to be quite interesting to see Cassie versus Cassie. Both players obviously playing that particular character at probably one of the highest levels I've seen personally. So, guys, Parasurama going up against Nevermore. That's going to be happening very shortly, followed by our intercontinental clash between Zambia and Zimbabwe. Dexter Fury from Zambia taking on FTS Tanashi from Zimbabwe. And then, like I said previously, our main event, X-Ray versus Atrocity. Guys, I am going to be joined by another familiar voice, and that is, Mr. Sheldon himself, TheSheldzable. So we're going to get Sheldon in the lobby as soon as possible, and then what we're going to do immediately thereafter is we are going to get the matches underway. So Sheldon, if you are here, just let me know and I'll get you into the lobby so that you can provide some of your color commentary as well. Guys, just while we are waiting for everything to get underway, I just want to send a couple of shout outs. Number one to Blaq Rebel Audio, and that is the individuals who are responsible for our AFGC intro. If you haven't seen it, you will definitely be seeing that a few times during the course of the stream. It's an absolutely fantastic introduction to the AFGC. And if you haven't seen it, you will be seeing it during the course of the evening. And then also to Webbound's IT Solutions for developing the logo that you see in front of you, the AFGC logo. So guys, without further ado, I think we are going to try to get Sheldon in here. And the moment Sheldon is in, we are going to get the matches underway. I will be with you guys shortly. Okay guys, so we are trying to get Sheldon in. Welcome back guys, we are just about ready to go. The invites that have been sent out have gone off to Parasurama as well as to Nevermore, so we're just waiting for those two gentlemen to join the Koth lobby. I see Parasurama has just joined us now. I will be going AFK guys, so don't worry too much about that. Nevermore will be joining us shortly. And then just while we're waiting for Nevermore, just a big shout out there to Nevermore for basically preparing the overlay that you guys see. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I'm still deciding whether or not I'm going to be constant on the screen itself, or if I'm just going to hide the camera so that you can focus more on the action that's in front of you. But guys, I think we're just about ready to go. As soon as Sheldon joins us, we will get him on stream and basically providing you guys with a second opinion in terms of what he's seeing as the matches progress. But like I say guys, 3 high quality matches taking place tonight. First up, Parasurama from South Africa going up against Nevermore from South Africa, followed by the Intercontinental match, Dexter Fury from Zambia going up against FTS Tinashi from Zimbabwe. That's a F25 as well. And then finally, to end things off, our main event for the evening, it is part 2 of X-Ray 92 versus Atrocity. That will be a first to 10, and that is, like I say, a run back. So they're going to just basically fight it out to see who is going to be the last man standing as far as those two gentlemen are concerned. Guys, we are just about ready to go. Keep the chat alive, guys. Keep the chat going. We've got Blaq going up against Kotal Khan by the looks of it. And what I do know about Nevermore is that he does play the totemic variations. It's going to be quite interesting to see exactly who he's gone for this time. Jivan, I see you. Christian Becker, I see you as well. Lester, C4. Jivan, thank you so much for joining us. And we're just about ready to go, guys.
Round 1.
Okay, off we go. Blaq versus Ascension Kotal Khan. So Blaq starting it out, but Kotal Khan going in almost immediately. Good grab tech there by Parasurama. These guys aren't wasting too much time to get used to the matchup here, really. Parasurama probably about 40% life already, and now they're playing the spacing game. Parasurama connects there with the amplified fireball. Some counter zoning taking place there by Kotal Khan. So just as we're watching this, guys, obviously both players, game 1 of the evening, obviously just wants to get some, just get used to the feel of the matchup. Both players playing extremely far apart from each other. Nevermore, I think, trying to land that crushing blow from the distance, but I think Parasurama more than aware of what could potentially come out here. So probably not the kind of game we expected to start off the evening, guys, but like I said, it is the round 1 of the first game, so let's see if this pace is going to be uplifted just a little bit here as Nevermore puts out the guard ray, stands in just to replenish some of that lost life there. But again, Parasurama being quite clever with those low fireballs, just slowly but surely chipping away at Nevermore, and eventually he's having to come in. It's a grab, 140 damage, 6 seconds on the clock, and I think Parasurama will just do very well to just keep blocking. In fact, he closes the round out with 1 second remaining. Blaq rather taking the first round there. Very slow paced game. Okay, I'm not sure what the purpose of that guard ray was there, but as a result, Nevermore eats about 240 life. Parasurama's got him in the corner. Eventually he gets the backward grab. Blaq in the corner now. Jumps out. Tries the command grab there, does Nevermore, but unfortunately not doing too well against this Blaq pressure, as all tonight's contestants slowly but surely making their way into Steam, getting prepped for what is to come tonight, which is, I promise you guys, looking like it's going to be an absolutely fantastic affair when it comes to Mortal Kombat 11. Good blocks there by Nevermore. Attempted grab, but again Parasurama away, gets the crushing blow and takes the first game. I think almost in double quick time. The first round obviously quite slow. That game going all the way till the end. but I think Parashurama finding his feet in that second round and basically saying, Nevermore, I'm getting used to what you're trying to do here. I'm Liu Kang. I'm going to play with a bit more pressure, a bit more pace than what you are used to. And as a result, Parashurama taking that first game in this first to 5 set. So it's going to be quite interesting now if we're going to see a character swap, variation swap, or if it's going to be the totemic variation. Panda Bear, thank you so much for joining us. Andrew Solomon, I see you, my friend, Mr. Top 8 himself. I see Shao Kahn, Brandon Shao Kahn, thank you so much. Sheldon has informed me, guys, that he is just busy sorting out some stuff and he will join us as soon as his schedule is done. I'm going to keep you guys busy while we're waiting for Sheldon to join us. AI Cortex, Lou Season, he says 1-0 to Parashurama, and Nevermore obviously sticking with the Ascension pick. Let's see if this is going to do make any sort of difference here. He's obviously got, I think, a little bit used to the match in the first round there, but Nevermore starting off with a little bit of a life lead, but unfortunately Parashurama just coming back with that amplified fireballs and finds himself in a life lead of his own now. Full screen, I think this probably favors Liu Kang slightly more than what it does Kotal Khan. Not aware of that unblockable there. Shao Kahn coming through, donning that what looks like a tiger print. Let's not call it underwear, but it's definitely got the tiger print going there as Kotal Khan. But unfortunately, Liu Kang with a very classic Chinese movie, looking like Bolo Young, who lost a couple of pounds, getting the forward 4-3 combo and finishing off that round. So Nevermore with something to think about here, and maybe after this match, depending on the outcome of this, Nevermore might opt for a character swap here, because Parashurama having it all his way with a Liu Kang pick here. Jivan says Bolo Young is legendary. Well, from a Mortal Kombat perspective, Jivan, Liu Kang is legendary, and he's getting that legendary bicycle kick there, that iconic move that has come all the way from Mortal Kombat 2, sticking it through all the way to Mortal Kombat 11, and still proving to be something that most opponents find extremely difficult to deal with. Bit of pokes here. Eventually Kotal Khan gets the command grabs, and they probably put Liu Kang into the corner. And this is where he has to make it count, and unfortunately he mistimes the uppercut, gets the fatal blow. This will easily do about 350 damage and could potentially be the move that could put this round back in Kotal Khan's hands. He lands the unblockable. Liu Kang not aware of what was coming, and Nevermore ties this game up at 1 round apiece. I think it was a clever decision there by Nevermore.
Connor, are you there, my man?
Your Sheldon is in the mix as well.
Hello, hello, hello.
Sheldon, if you just joined us, if you can hear me, it's 1-0 with Parashurama in the lead. This is game number 2. These guys are at 1 round apiece. So depending on the outcome of this game, we could find it at 2-0 to Parashurama, or if Nevermore takes it, it will basically be 1 apiece.
Fantastic. Could you invite me to the King of the Hill, please?
I will do so. Let's just wait for this match to finish, and then we'll get you into the King of the Hill as well, Sheldon.
Excellent, mate.
Nevermore already finding his feet in the second game here. Playing the spacing game, playing the patience game. Basically inviting Liu Kang in. Tries to get the unblockable, but I think the range was wrong. Excellent patience showed them by Nevermore, and as a result, he gets the brutality, he earns a 10 respect, and he's tied this at 1 game apiece.
Kotal Khan wins.
Okay, guys, if you did hear halfway through that match, Sheldon has joined us. And we're just going to get Sheldon into the King of the Hill as well so that he can basically see the matches progress. So Sheldon, we're just waiting for you to appear here in the Steam lobby.
Alright, let me check.
But while we're waiting for that, if I can just update the scores here. So it's Nevermore and Parasurama tied at 1 game apiece. I'm just going to update the scoreboards as well as we go back into the match. And hopefully we're able to get Sheldon into the King of the Hill as well. Let's just see if you're here, Sheldon. I see you. Invite has been sent, my friend. Welcome. It's nice to hear you.
Yeah, man, good to hear you too. What's been happening as the first 5 kicked off?
First to 5 is kicked off with Parasurama and Nevermore tied at 1 game apiece. This is game number 3 with Parasurama dropping the Liu Kang pick and going for the highborn Kitana. I must be honest with you, this is the first time I've actually seen Parasurama take out this character. And in double quick time, he's already established a 70% life lead, so this looks like a good pick for Parasurama. I don't think that Nevermore was necessarily expecting this. And already in this very first round of game number 3, Nevermore with a bit of a mountain to climb.
Well, you know, I'm in the lobby screen, so I can't see anything going on yet. But I can tell you that Parasurama's highborn is something not to be joked with. I had a chance playing with him on PS4, and it is, as I like to say, there is no such thing as last breath with highborn Kitana, because those fans are going to be coming at you, and they're going to be coming at you fast.
Well, just from what I've seen thus far, I'm taking your word for it, Sheldon, because definitely what I can see thus far is that Parasurama is obviously quite comfortable with this character. Taking that first round, like I said, in double quick time. A bit of a life deficit here in the second round, but you know, highborn, I think, has deceptively damaging combos, especially if she can get you into that corner. Those fans can basically juggle you for quite a few hits. Both players tied to about 40% life right now. There's those fans we spoke about.
I'm just watching these health bars change. Looks like Nevermore's on Fatal Blow territory, so Parasurama should be watching out.
He is indeed. He has attempted the Fatal Blow, and as a result, he's in cooldown at the moment, and Parasurama finding himself in Fatal Blow territory himself. Both players in Fatal Blow territory now, but unfortunately for Nevermore, Parasurama closes that game out with a forward grab, and Parasurama takes the lead, leading this first to 5 set by 2 games to 1. Sheldon, you should be able to be joining us in the next match. You have gone AFK, I assume?
Oh, of course, Bob.
Okay, that's great stuff. So, Parasurama now leading this by 2 games to 1. The scoreboards are going to be updated. And, I don't know, he looked very comfortable in that game number 3, the Parasurama. Nevermore with something to think about.
Nice one. So is Paragon 2-1 up, eh?
Para's up by 2 games to 1. That is correct. I see Nevermore has gone to what is officially his main character in Kung Lao. If you can remember the Mortal Kombat X days when Nevermore used to play a very wild but very effective Kung Lao, I think he was comfortable with all 3 variations back then, Sheldon. And he's basically taken on that Kung Lao mantle, and he's basically brought it straight into Mortal Kombat 11. This is his main, so I think we're going to find Kung Lao will probably be a bit more of a competition for Kitana than what Nevermore's Kotal Khan was. No disrespect to Kotal Khan, but he is definitely much more comfortable with this character we see on our screens right now.
That's when you can see Parasurama already aware that hat's going to be coming at him strong, and he's going to get his Melina taste involved. Well, looks like Nevermore's controlling the corner at the moment. Seems very comfortable with Kung Lao. So both these boys are going to be projectile for Central, eh?
Absolutely, and Nevermore looking the stronger of the two going into this first round here. As he closes that first round quite quickly there, Sheldon. Like I said, Kitana's got something a little bit different to think about here. I think Kung Lao is much more in your face than what Kotal Khan was. With Kotal Khan, I think Sheldon was able to, or Parasurama rather, was able to control the pace of the match. I think it's completely the opposite this time around, with Nevermore controlling the corner, controlling the pace, controlling the pressure. He has surrendered the corner now, but not without any fight back here. Parasurama with a little bit of a hill to climb here, Sheldon.
Well, this is looking very prominent. It's a couple hits away, and well, fully aware of that grab coming. But Nevermore is looking quite strong. One defensive bar looking full, so anything could happen here. See the patience and respect from both these boys. Well, Para could have blocked, but yeah, that is that an up?
That's
three?
the up 3, yes, up 3 indeed.
Yeah, that's one of the most contested. I think it's the most safe. It's the only safe one in the game. Is that right?
I'm not 100% sure, but what I do know is it has quite a high hitbox. As we saw, Kitana was trying to jump over Kung Lao there, but the up 3 actually connected at the peak of her jump. So I don't even think Parasurama was expecting to be hit by the up 3. But so effective is that move. And suddenly, this first to 5 set, Sheldon, is looking quite appetizing with these boys already tied at 2 apiece.
Yeah, it's always good when you see it go all the way and watch these boys chip and change and literally counter-pick each other all the way through. I'd be surprised to see if Nevermore now changes if Parasurama wins. It'll be interesting to see if Nevermore changes to counter-pick Kung Lao. The Liu Kang.
Well, I see Parasurama. I wasn't even paying attention to the characters on the next screen, Sheldon, but I see Liu Kang has been chosen by Parasurama again. So,
yeah.
Obviously feeling that this might be something of a more comfortable match for Liu Kang going up against Kung Lao, because obviously with Liu Kang, he's got that ability to zone. He can control the space in this game. Obviously, he's got quite fast special moves that he can call on, being the dragon kick, as well as the bicycle kick. So a little bit of something different to think about here for Nevermore.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that bicycle kick seems to punish everything. And the projectile game with the low, is it Lotus Fist has got the low projectile?
You're talking about Liu Kang now? It's the variation 1. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but it's the Luan Quan or something to that effect. Does have the low projectile. And seems to be doing the work in that first round. And I think he's continuing from where he left off here in the second round with those low projectiles, Sheldon.
Yeah, you'll see Para will play that zone game and make sure that he can bait the teleport or try and get Nevermore to come in. It's definitely Para's game in terms of the way he plays Liu Kang. And he plays it well, because if you're going to come in, he's going to find a way to punish you, and if you're far away, he's going to keep you there.
You know, it's so nice to see these boys actually going against each other in Mortal Kombat 11, because I'm sure, if you can remember, Sheldon, I'm sure you will, these two people, being Parasurama and Nevermore, used to play each other just about every opportunity that they had back in the MKX days. And I think 100%. The two characters are exactly the same as it was back then, Liu Kang versus Kung Lao.
Yeah, that actually brings me to the small little history lesson. Some people were asking about FTS, or I saw Para was saying, hey, I'm also FTS, when you saw the lineup had FTS Tanashi. This basically goes back to, I guess you could call it the Loyalist in Mortal Kombat X. Oh, fantastic use of the fatal blow there.
Absolutely, he cashed in on that combo. You saw that the hit connected. You saw his fatal blow was ready. It was charged up. And the moment he got that hit, converted it with the fatal blow. And Parasurama now leading this first to 5 set by 3 games to 2. Sheldon, you were talking about FTS.
Yeah. Sorry, just to jump back into that, you'll see there's FTS Parasurama. I've been re-invited back into FTS after I changed my name to make it more relevant to my PSN. But I was FTS, so I've joined back, and there's obviously FTS Tanashi.
Well, I think what I am going to do, Sheldon, just to make Parasurama just a little bit happier, I'm updating the score right now, and I've actually included the FTS prefix in Parasurama's name, along with his score now leading by 3 games to 2. So I think Parasurama will be quite happy to know that he is now not Parasurama, but FTS Parasurama. And maybe you can just tell the viewers, Sheldon, I'm sure you were getting to that. What does FTS stand for?
It stands for the Shaolin.
There we go, guys. For those of you who have seen this FTS, that have been asking the question since the day that you saw it for the very first time, all the way back to Mortal Kombat X days, it stands for the Shaolin. And that's exactly what Parasurama is doing with his character choice right now. For the Shaolin.
I don't know.
I don't know what you started with this Paramore, Sheldon.
I'll tell you what. Sorry, I was a bit quiet there, so my wife was telling me to turn myself up, so I think I should be a little better now.
Okay.
For the Shaolin was basically loyalists, and we would never stray from using Shaolin characters, that being Liu Kang, Kung Jin, and Kung Lao.
Oh, okay.
And that was pretty much it, and we would only use these characters, and we started the FTS.
And who else? I'm sure Brandon was part of that as well, if I'm not mistaken.
There was another thing called FTG.
Oh.
This is little org started afterwards.
Yeah.
And this org, that org was started by all of us, and there was the bunch of MK players. But I think the FTS guys were just a little bit more loyalist in the PC community, who only play the good guys. You know what I'm saying? Only playing the good guys, even though some of them, like Liu Kang, had become, not Liu Kang, Kung Lao had become obviously Revenant.
Yeah.
And we just stayed FTS boys, and it was just our little thing, our little org.
Well,
good fun and good vibes, because what ended up happening was me, Para, and Tanashi would just play endless games.
Well, while we were going through the history lesson there, Sheldon, Nevermore has taken the first round in this game number 6, and it looks like he's on the verge of taking the second round as well by Liu Kang comeback. I didn't see too much of what was happening in that first round, other than the fact that Nevermore had quite a bit of life left. Parasurama trying to close out this round with some grabs with a fatal blow as well. Slowly but surely fought his way back into this round number 2 here, and Nevermore commits.
In his round, but Nevermore looking quite strong to bring it back to 3-3. Nothing better than seeing two boys go back head to head and just take a match off each other and adapt. You can tell these boys have played each other a lot.
No, absolutely. And I just want to make a shout out, Sheldon, because there's a specific somebody in the chat right now by the name of Nicole Holiday.
Yes, there is.
And somebody has indicated wife alert or something to that effect. Oh, wife shout out. There we go. Wife shout out. So a big shout out to Nicole Holiday for just supporting the stream as well. While hubby's obviously on the mic as well.
That's the one. Big shout out to the Wafa. She's my main Mortal Kombat supporter, and she still gets hyped for me when I play competition.
That's awesome stuff. And I think everybody else in the chat, all 24 of us at the moment, Sheldon, that's fantastic, are getting hyped for this particular match right now, because it's 3 games apiece. And as things stand right now, with Kung Lao and Liu Kang back on screen, this looks like this set can go either way.
100%. You know what? These boys know each other inside and out. There's something I call it the para block. Okay, this is something that whenever I play para, I have this inkling that he knows me too well, that he actually knows my whole play style, whether I'm going to change to be, oppressive or be defensive. He knows when I'm going to change, and I kind of feel like he's got that little bit of upper hand. And both of these boys have got the exact same kind of effect on each other. Whereas Nevermore knows when para might change, or they both might change. I mean, both of them knew that they were going to flawless block each other right there. 2 flawless blocks, back-to-back footsies. Are you joking?
Unbelievable. I'm just checking the chat right now, and comment here from Will Bartness, who competed, I think it was 2 nights ago, Sheldon, saying there that he hopes the Shaolin wins. I'm not sure where his loyalties lie, but if it's for the Shaolin, I think anybody can take it as far as Will's concerned.
Well, both of these boys are Shaolin, so that's it for sure.
While Liu Kang having taken that first round, gets Kung Lao into the corner, gets him with the low amplified, and I think both these players looking really strong. Kung Lao slowly but surely trying to poke himself out of the corner. eventually gets them. Parasurama gets the reverse grab, basically puts them back at mid-screen. I thought that was going to be a crushing. I thought it was going to be a crushing blow there. Obviously, opting not to use it, and I don't think it's going to cost him too much because he's taken that game number 7 there.
Quite convincingly, eh?
Yeah, very much so.
These boys are seeming to, quite change their playstyles each match we go into. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see it go all the way. But Para taking convincingly at the end there, and also just not over-committing to strings. You could see as soon as he was in the corner and he thought, well, Nevermore might roll out. We're just going to do a 4-2-1, stop straight away, low poke, low ball, fire ball, and I've got the game sealed. Are we all tied up again?
It's 4-3 now, Sheldon. It's 4-3. Parasurama in the lead, and Nevermore obviously sticking to Kung Lao. So this is do or die for Nevermore, really. He has to
Definitely.
win. He has to win to stay in the match. That will take it to 4 games apiece. And I'm sure the guys in the chat want to see this game number 9. So guys, if you do want to see this go all the way, please put a thumbs up or something in the chat just to say definitely we want this to go all the way. If you are wanting Parasurama to close this out now, just put a nice big P in the chat and we'll know exactly what you're talking about. Parasurama with the early ascendancy in this first round here. Sheldon, not looking too good for Nevermore?
I'll tell you what, Nevermore is returning the favor. I'll tell you what, for the Shaolin, always going to be going strong there. But fantastic down 2. This should be a hectic combo. Drops it in the end and corners himself, making sure to get himself out. Para fully aware, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be max damage you could get on a fatal blow.
You're probably looking at about close to 400 here, Sheldon. 397.
Yeah.
At as close to 400 as you can get, I suppose.
If he had gotten a crushing blow beforehand, he probably could have made that obviously a lot more.
Okay, Nevermore choosing not to commit there, and unfortunately that's going to cost him the round. Not just yet. Wow. Can you believe it? He pulled himself out of that situation there, Sheldon, and he lives to fight another day.
That was incredible. I'll tell you what, this is one of those things we said it before, don't give up. Nevermore, not giving up, not panicking, deciding, okay, cool, let's wait for something to happen and take my chance. See Para keeping him full screen. Both these boys respecting each other.
No punish there. No punish there, Sheldon. That can possibly cost Nevermore. Trying to go back in here. Unfortunately, eats a reverse grab there from Lukang. Facing the corner now, but commits. That's a great combo at a time like this, don't you think, Sheldon?
100%. Keeping the strength going. A couple hits away. Something to commit. Great use of the hat there. And just a grab to end it off. Great showing there from Nevermore, just to not fall to pressure.
Well, like the night before this, Sheldon, like it was on Tuesday night, the first 5 to set of the evening going down to the wire. It's 4 games apiece, as Brandon Shoukan says here. Damn, even the flying kick amplified would have closed it out. That was unfortunate, and I think you're quite correct there, Brandon. Tando Grootboom, that is I Am Grooti, saying 1-2 not plus on PC. I'm not sure what you mean by that. That is as plus as it is on the PlayStation 4 as well. I think maybe just the input timing. But just before I go on, Sheldon, I just want to make sure that the scoreboard is a true reflection of what this match is right now. It's 4 games apiece. Can you believe it? 4-4 says Andy Otam. Let's go.
So going back in the chat, just checking out some things. Zeng mentioned that FTG, that's right. Frame Trap Gods was what FTS became.
Oh, okay.
The co-founders were the Parasurama, myself, and Tanashi, and then we eventually changed over, and a whole bunch of boys joined, and FTG became to laugh. But anyways, that's enough history lessons. Here we're on the final match of the first 5. Nevermore jumping straight in and committing to some good old-fashioned poke pressure. Para having none of it, saying you stay down there in your corner.
And just one. while we are watching this match, Sheldon, I just want to inform you that Dexter Fury, who is due to play Tanashi immediately after this, has just joined the Steam lobby now. So I think the guys that are scheduled to be here tonight are obviously raring to go. And if this match is anything to go by, the rest of the matches coming tonight is going to be no different, I'm sure.
100%. The FTS, or to the FTG community, trying to show their strings here, but Chris being one of those as well, I believe. He joined quite a bunch of local tournaments. Oh, and that would have been a great commit if it actually hit.
I think that was an input error. Sheldon, I honestly think that was an input error. He connected the 1-2, or he connected the 1-3, and he went for that interactable. He could have closed that game out with the fatal blow. And he opted,
yeah, or even just a teleport or a forward hat.
Something to that effect, absolutely. He had meter, but I don't think he's going to let that get to him too much, as I think we know Chris to be quite a fighter. Not going to give up, and trying to get Liu Kang, gets the crushing blow from downtown. Doesn't get the confirm though.
Well, he's keeping Para in the corner, keeping those plus strings. Para fully aware that hat is not going to get you out of a fucking full punish.
346 damage. That would have turned the game on its head for sure. And if there's anything that would have possibly gotten Nevermore to be a bit despondent, was Liu Kang's forward 4 actually beating his amplified orbiting hat. Not looking too good. He's got the fatal blow.
Who's going to go for it? Oh, yeah. Para commits. One of them had to do it. And Parasurama taking it all.
I'm speechless. I'm speechless. Parasurama taking that game by 5 games to 4. A fantastic showing by both these guys. In both those rounds, the first round and the second round, Sheldon, Nevermore was a fatal blow commit away from taking either one of those 2 rounds, and he did not commit to the fatal blow in either of them. So I think he might be sitting with his head in his hands now, thinking, that was mine. That was mine to lose. And
it really was.
And Parasurama, in typical Parasurama style, coming through at the end, taking that first to 5 set by 5 games to 4. Heartbreaking for Nevermore, and I think something for Parasurama to probably celebrate about, because that was not an easy climb.
I'll tell you what, both of these boys played extremely well and quite wild at times, but both of them knew what was coming. In the end, the Sheldon took it for the Sheldon, as I like to say, but both those guys, great friends and great rivalry to see. Both of them will definitely be watching their matches back and looking for some improvements. But it's always nice to be put in the first 5 setting, and one person's going to win. But 5-4 is something definitely to be proud about.
Well, I think from a neutral's perspective, they couldn't have asked for much more. It's sad for those 2 that they had to unfortunately be somebody on the losing end of it all. That being Nevermore on the night. But, big up to Nevermore there. He put on a fight. He went all the way. And I'm sure you would know this and concur with what I'm about to say right now. To go all the way with somebody like Parasurama is no mean feat whatsoever.
No, 100%. I mean, you can't take that easily, that's for sure.
Tough set, says Dexter Fury in the chat. And in the next 3 minutes, Sheldon, we're just going to take a brief break. But in the next 3 minutes, we're going to get Dexter and Tinashi, Zambia versus Zimbabwe, in the Koth lobby, and we're going straight into our second match, which is Dexter Fury all the way from Zambia taking on FTS Tanashi from Zimbabwe. What I do know, in the lead up to this live event tonight, the Zimbabwe boys just came to life. They were like, oh my gosh, we've got one of our own in the stream tonight. We are so there. We had people from Zimbabwe saying, what is the links, retweeting, retweets. It was unbelievable to see the boys from Zimbabwe coming through, showing their support. And I'm sure that we are going to see quite a few of them in the chat, just getting behind their player. And likewise, because the Zambia boys are not lazy at all. They will get behind Dexter Fury as well. So yes, we've got Dexter Fury up against Tanashi. but we've got the intercontinental rivalry here as well. Zambia versus Zimbabwe. It's going to be a fantastic showing, Sheldon.
Oh, I'm stoked for this. You know what? We've seen a bit of Flavor Flav from both these boys. Dexter Fury being absolutely extremely talented. I play Dexter quite often on PS4. He's got an extremely good Kano. He's got an extremely good roster of characters.
Absolutely.
Tanashi being a bit of a loyalist. We've seen only 2 or 3 changes in the last couple tournaments. Tanashi being strictly Cassie Cage.
Yes.
And I think we saw a bit of Sub-Zero as well.
We saw a bit of Sub-Zero, and I think there was a bit of Liu Kang in that as well. So
yeah, definitely.
So Sheldon, we are going to go into a break. And guys in the chat, we will literally be about 3 minutes. We're going to get Dexter and Tanashi in the Koth lobby. In the meantime, while we are on the break, I'm going to do what I always do. I'm going to play some classic Mortal Kombat sounds just for you guys to enjoy. And in about 3 minutes time, we're going to get into our match number 2. Dexter Fury versus Tanashi. Zambia versus Zimbabwe. It is going to be hype.
Who you?
Fight.
Okay, guys, we are back. Dexter as well as Tanashi are ready to go. And I noticed a couple of people saying in the chat there they think the score should go in those little blocks over there. I understand, guys, but for the time being, all the editing and spacing, we're not going to get too much involved in that. You guys can see the score. And I think we're about to get this game underway. Okay, somebody has left the Koth lobby. Sheldon, I can hear you.
Thank you.
I think Dexter was just taken out of the Koth lobby, so I'm just going to try to invite Dexter back in. And we're about to get the second game underway. Sheldon, just go back into that first game and just talk the new viewers through what they could have potentially missed in that game number one.
Well, it was quite the spectacle. If you guys go back and watch the live stream after it was done, we started off with FTS Parasurama going with his usual pick of Liu Kang versus Nevermore. What did Nevermore take first? Do you remember, Colin?
Nevermore took Kotal Khan first. He took Kotal Khan first.
Okay, so taking an unusual pick, but ultimately changing back to his Kung Lao. And both these boys just literally doing convincing match after convincing match. 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 3-3, 4-3, 4-4. Ultimately coming down to that final match, that 10th match. 9th match.
9th match, yeah. And
Parasurama taking it in the end.
Got a couple of new guys in the chat. Zengani, I see you there. Brother Zeng, thank you so much. Mishek, I see you there as well. Andy Otam, who I see quite often. Thank you so much for your support, Andy. Okay, I think the guys are probably also just getting their fix of water or whatever their choice of refreshment is. But the numbers are slowly getting up and up. At one point, I saw 35 people watching that particular match. So, Sheldon.
Yeah, 100%. So now we are going into another FTS. Trying to get a bit of extra history lessons from the WhatsApp chat. But talking to Parasurama, he was right. FTS from Mortal Kombat X days or MKXL, if you want to be specific. But yeah, it was just basically just a friendly group between the boys, just some sparring partners, and just being very specific and being only Sheldon and only good people players. We may have swayed a little bit along the lines, but our heart was in it. Later on, in the Injustice and Mortal Kombat 11 times on PS4, a bunch more guys got involved and wanted in, and we started a new operation called FTG, which Zingani was talking about, which was frame trap guards. And I don't know if that's disbanded or still going, but maybe we should start up a new organization, yeah. Something like it's sponsored by Charlie Wolf Gaming. What do you think?
Well, anything is possible. And I think with the support that we are receiving from the guys that are active in the chat, I think it's definitely possible. I see AI Cortex, who played not so long ago, also known as Moochie, who just recently took on Brandon Shokan in a 1-10 set. I think it was on Tuesday that just passed Sheldon. Very strong Joker, very strong Jade, taking that by 10 games to 5. I see Brandon the Great, who was also one of the participants in Tuesday's stream, active in the chat as well, obviously getting behind his boy Dexter. I see somebody that I haven't seen here before in Slayer Say, just getting everybody hyped up and saying, let's go boys. We've got Tafadzwa here, just saying what's up to everybody. Just great to see a community coming together and just showing their support to African players, of which there are plenty of strong people, as you can see. Sheldon.
You know what? It's always so cool to see. I remember when MKX celebrated its 5-year anniversary the other day. I saw it on Twitter, and I was like, I can't believe that MKX has been 5 years. Carlo, that means I've known you for 5 years, my guy.
It's been that long.
We started, Dude, we started playing maybe 6 months after MKX came out. So
You,
4.5 years. That's insane.
you're about right.
Um, dude, that's these are friendships and guys that I've known for years now, all because of one simple thing,
Yeah,
and that is the African fighting game community. These boys are insane, and it's so cool to see it forever growing. Every second day, there's two people added to the Steam group, which I'm a part of, and I think there's there's also the FGC Africa group, which includes all the PS4 players. But it's so cool to see everyone just discovering new people, inviting them in, and saying, "Come, let's get competitive and let's play some more games." And here we are having Zim versus Zambia.
it's absolutely fantastic, Sheldon. And one thing I just want to mention as well, we've got Charlie Wolf Gaming hosting a couple of streams. We've got FGC Africa hosting streams on the FGC Africa channel. We've got Shokan, who does the FGC channel on YouTube as well as his very own Twitch channel. So you're seeing all these different platforms, Sheldon, doing very much the same thing. And for those of you who might still be new to how this entire community operates, there might be several channels, several platforms that we're trying to get our name, spread out and exposed as much as possible. But we're all here for one cause, and that is to grow the African footprint. So whether it be Charlie Wolf Gaming, whether it be the FGC Africa YouTube channel, whether it be Brandon's Twitter, whatever the case may be, guys, just show your support equally. We will all really appreciate it. We're all working towards one common focus, and that is to grow the African footprint. Dexter has asked me, Sheldon, if I can just re-invite him, which I'm about to do right now. So
Cool. While you do that, I'll do a couple plugs. Please follow me and Mr. Charlie Wolf on Twitter. You can catch me at TheSheldzable. I'll pop both of our handles in Twitter. In the chat. If you guys go follow us, I mainly do some tweets there for different things going on for FGC Africa and Charlie Wolf Gaming. Come join us on Discord. We got a Steam FGC group. That's obviously mainly focused for the Steam guys, but there is the SA FGC group as well. They've got obviously different channels for every different type of fighting game that's happening in SA. But quite many people are on that, so come ahead and join. And then obviously the two main platforms is WhatsApp, and we've got two big WhatsApp groups on there. There's the PS4 WhatsApp group, and then there's the Steam WhatsApp group for all the boys playing on Steam. Come follow us and join in. Charlie Wolf does host tournaments, so those will probably be happening soon. He'll probably do a plug on that. And come get involved. Just take part. You don't have to, be worried about being good or bad. We're all here to work together. So here we are. Charlie.
I've just looked at the live feed as well. Both boys are ready to go. Dexter Fury going with the Cabal pick, or at least so I thought, but changing his mind and going to the Cassie Cage pick. Tanashi stuck on Scorpion, so I'm not sure if he's at his PC right now. If somebody can maybe just inform Tanashi that the break is over, Dexter is back. He's got about 25 seconds to select a character. So that we can get this match number 2 underway. First to 5 between Zambia and Zimbabwe. Dexter Fury from Zambia taking on FTS Tanashi from Zimbabwe. 10 seconds, 9, the countdown continues, and there is Tanashi. Going for Jackie. No, yes. Now this is something completely new.
Wow, that is definitely not something I expected. Tanashi taking Jackie was not at all. Both these boys have got Cassie as their cover pictures. So it's going to be interesting to see if maybe this was a tricky play on Tanashi's part so that he throws Dexter Fury off.
Jackie looking like she just came out of prison now with that outfit there, Sheldon. Cassie
For me, it looks like she's straight out of Portal.
Well, Cassie looks a bit like the authority, so
you need practice.
Police officer versus convict.
Yeah, I agree.
Tanashi taking the first round knockout variation 1, which was everybody's preferred variation earlier in the life of this game. Obviously that mantle has been passed over to the upgraded one now. But both players just feeding each other out in this early exchanges here. Tanashi on point with the forward 2-2 uppercuts. Or as Mr. Aquaman would say, the sure you can.
The show you could, yeah, that's it. Oh, strong showing coming in, yeah. Dexter fully aware to commit to that, but yo, good take there. Both these boys are in fatal blow territory almost. Wouldn't be surprised if we see this change, but nah, that's going to be Dexter Furies all the way. Just a quick thing in the chat, someone asking about the Xbox group. Let's call the main group the console group. Anyways, starting off here, Carlo, what's going?
Well, Dexter taking that first round, at the end of it all being quite convincing in that first round and not seeming to let the momentum slide here in this round number 2. Still a bit confused as to why Tanashi would have gone for a character which we've never seen him play it. Could be something he has been working on in the silence, but from the looks of it, at least at this point of the first to 5 set, looking like there might just be a little bit more work required here.
Looks like the pressure's there, but he is fully aware of what's coming with Cassie, and that's not an easy combo to hit. So, well played. But that's Tanashi looking like he's got a step to make, but good call out. Keeping himself plus, not actually plus enough. Oh, bad call to dive, but luckily makes the right pressure strings. Both of those feeling very unsafe and very edgy on the end, but manages to bring it back. Here we are on the round 3. Carlo, who do you think is gonna take it?
Well, it's difficult to say because I think during that second round I actually jumped the gun a little bit, downplaying Tanashi because he actually came back quite strongly in that second round. Had his grab techs on point, his grab reflects. So something that we're not used to, but Dexter showing some strength here in this final round of game number 1 and taking it with a low gunshot there, Sheldon. So, you know, as much as Tanashi did fight back in the second round with the Jackie pick, I do think that he'll probably go to somebody that he might feel just a little bit more comfortable with, because Dexter not taking any chances, going for his strong character. Obviously saying that, you know, it's not just about a friendly first to 5 set, but I've got my entire country watching me.
100%.
And probably opting for a rather strong character instead of using this as a lab session, because if Tanashi is approaching this as an opportunity to just get some lab time, unfortunately he might be on the receiving end of a whitewash. He's sticking to the Jackie pick, but I honestly feel that, especially with that third round being so convincing, Sheldon, I think that Dexter probably has Tanashi's number as far as this Jackie pick is concerned.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, really strong showing there with the Cassie. A little surprised that Tanashi is still sticking with it. I mean, it would be obviously interesting to see a mirror, but if we don't see it, I feel like it would be an opportunity lost, because Tanashi's Cassie cage is really strong. Saying that, he came straight in. And he's like, don't worry, I've got a couple rounds left in me. This ain't going to be it just yet.
Dexter doing a bit of unsafe stuff there and getting the full punish there, has to break away, and the people's elbow lands straight on Cassie's head there. Dexter fighting himself out of the corner rather, with a full combo of his own, and could this be a turnaround here? He misses the convert. Tanashi with some cancels, some plus frames, but scrambly here, isn't it, Sheldon?
That was 100% scrambles at the end there. It was uneasy to tell, but Tanashi was definitely trying to take a pick, but it looks like in the end Dexter was fully committed to keeping him away and just prepared for any kind of get-in.
I'm not sure that the rocket punch was a punish there, Sheldon. That one I know was, as we experienced just a little bit of lag here. Both players just giving it some time. The lag is gone and they get back down to business. Tanashi's about 3 for 3 on those amplified grab text there, Sheldon. It's not a move you see too often. In fact, this variation is probably one we don't see too often nowadays from the Jackie players. But like you say, maybe an element of surprise that Tanashi was banking on here.
I do think that might have been the case, but you know, he is showing a quite strong showing with his Jackie. Not to downplay it. His Jackie's really strong. As you can see, his fundamentals are there. A couple different changes he might need to make. But great showing there. He didn't allow anything to get by him on the end and just making sure that he kept Dexter Fury in check. This is exactly where he wants him. He needs to load up that crushing blow. But Dexter coming straight off the bat, starting off, keeping himself safe. Great spatial awareness. Making Tanashi work hard for any sort of combo.
Connects the low there, advances, gets the forward grab, just trying to get that life down a little bit. Experiencing a little bit of a deficit here is Tanashi. Dexter with another full combo. Air escape from Tanashi. Tries to interrupt the string, but unfortunately misses out. And Dexter, again, looking strong in that third round, Sheldon. Now taking a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, that was a really strong showing there with Dexter being like, cool, I felt the pressure in that second round, but I was going to completely be ready to adapt. Took advantage of every whiff of any advancement and just sealing it off quite convincingly in that last round, taking him up 2-0.
That is correct. And Tanashi with something to think about now. I know he's probably thinking to himself, the Cassie mirror is not going to be something that he's going to enjoy, I don't think. And as you can see, gone for the Liu Kang pick, which has obviously made Ngoni in the chat quite happy, being a Liu Kang player himself.
No surprises there, then.
We won't talk about what happened between Ngoni's Liu Kang and my day 1 variation 3 of Spawn. Let's not go there. We are here to watch.
What happened? Give us a lesson.
No, he mopped my Spawn. Let's just be honest here.
Nothing like a good old mopping, eh?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Alright, well, good change coming in from Tanashi, changing over to what we saw previously with the good old Parasurama, showing us the benefits of the Luhan Quan, the FTS, going back and saying, look, I need the Sheldon in my life. Let's get involved.
Well, the pace of this third match here, Sheldon, seems to be extremely quick. Not spending too much time with space and patience. Both these players just going at each other. Dexter trying to back off now, just trying to make sure and maintain that life lead that he has. Getting out of the range of Liu Kang's fatal blow. I don't think it will be wise of Tanashi to use the fatal blow at this stage. So he'll be quite happy to just hold on to it as Dexter takes the first round again. Very convincingly, Sheldon.
Round 2.
It was very convincing. I would like to see Tanashi, not Tanashi, I would like to see, I would like to see Tanashi get involved, but in the close range. But the problem with Cassie is that the frame startup on that low projectile, it's not a low, it's a mid, hey?
It's a mid, it's a mid.
It might be too fast for the Liu Kang low fireball, which has got quite a long startup.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think, with Cassie's, I think Cassie's most effective string is exactly what we saw there, the 1-1-1. It is so quick, its stagger game is strong, her grab game is strong. So the moment Liu Kang comes a bit too close to Cassie, he gets into that 1-1-1 range and, the mix-ups can start, the shenanigans of Cassie can start. No commitment there to a fatal blow, which could have closed it out.
Yeah, that was a shame. Should have committed, but luckily gets a grab in the end to be able to hopefully bring it back down this final.
Okay, crushing blow there, and Tanashi, for the first time in this match, is in the life lead. As she rolls out, tries the 1-1 again. Amplified fireball. Good tech there. Again, the low fireball.
You can see Tanishi's not liking the corner. You can see he wanted to get out straight away, and unfortunately Dexter was fully ready for him to come out. Gets a whiff of his own. He needs to now watch out for that fatal blow so he can keep it on top. And there we go. Tanashi getting on the board. Hollow.
Yeah, I was waiting for that to happen, Sheldon. The Jackie pick, I mean, it was quite evident that Tanashi knew how to play Jackie, but maybe not at the level that is required to get past an opponent like Dexter Fury. He looked much more comfortable with the Liu Kang. He actually resorted to some wake-up buttons there, which I don't think Dexter Fury was expecting, because I think it hit him at least 2 or 3 occasions. He got the 1, 2, 3 into either a bicycle kick or a dragon kick. So obviously the entire Zimbabwe crowd watching and rooting for Tanashi would be happy with that showing of Liu Kang there in that game number 3. Dexter Fury now leading by 2 games to 1, Sheldon.
Yeah, no, good showing coming in there back from FTS Tanashi. Wanting to see more commitment in his Liu Kang. I'm hoping that we will see a much more prominent showing. And I'm hoping that he maintains that performance. Dexter Fury is probably going to change his Cassie Cage playstyle a little bit, but I see Tanashi hasn't is yet to pick his character. Anything going on?
He's there.
Maybe just taking a second to gather his thoughts, gather his win, decide how he's going to play this Liu Kang pick, because he obviously is stuck with it now until he loses, and hopefully he doesn't. That's not going to be happening, is it?
Well, let's see. This is game number 4, guys. Those of you who are in the chat, please show your support by dropping a like, subscribing to the channel if you're new to the channel. It would really be appreciated. It is going to help grow the African community. We've got some excellent surprises in store for you over the coming weeks. We've got a couple of tournaments lined up as well, so you guys can just keep your ear to the Twitter accounts, to the WhatsApp groups. A couple of tournaments coming up now, a couple of Kombat series events as well. And I'm sure we're going to see quite a few people in the chat and just supporting the stream. So if you are new to the channel, please support the channel by dropping a like, subscribing to the channel, subscribing to FGC Africa's channel as well, and just show your support and your love for Mortal Kombat 11.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, Dexter Fury turning that around straight away, adapting and taking the first round super convincingly, taking advantage of every mistake Tanashi would make, any advancement. And just you can see Tanashi just really just feeding that pressure, not looking to advance or change. Coming in closer, blocking, makes one advancement, blocks. I'm hoping that he starts applying some pressure to Dexter. What are you thinking there, Connor?
Well, what I'm thinking right now is that Tanashi is having serious difficulty getting into Dexter right now. He's trying to get into that range where his forward 4 can just do a little bit of work, but Dexter keeping him out, poking away, just eating at his damage slowly but surely. And I say slowly but surely, Sheldon, but that felt like a lightning fast game.
That was hectic. I would give that a 10 if I could. But it wasn't a brutality. It was just almost a flawless. If you get a flawless, I'll give you a 10. Don't get me wrong. But no cigar.
No, for sure. I mean, looking at that game now, it's almost as if Tanashi was just, his mind was possibly somewhere else. I'm not too sure what happened there, but Dexter didn't do anything out of the ordinary. He was actually doing the bare fundamentals. He was getting little 3-hit combos in. He was getting a couple of gunshots in, low gunshots, just slowly but surely eating at Tanashi's life. And with Dexter in the 3-1 lead right now, Tanashi's thought to himself, you know what? The best way for me to get into this game right now is probably to go for my main itself. And I know that every single mirror match in this game, Sheldon, not everybody enjoys it. Irrespective of who the character is.
I'm a big fan for mirror matches because both these boys are very good at obviously Cassie Cage. Only one can be better. Now it's not going to be a skill of who has the better character. Both of these characters are the same tier. Both of them are the exact same thing. It's now going to be who plays the character better.
Yeah,
And that'll be the ultimate shame.
It should on paper be a 5-5 matchup.
100%.
And again, you know, Dexter Fury maybe making it look like it's not a 5-5 matchup at all. Because again, in double quick time, he's just going through these rounds and Tanashi doesn't seem to have an answer.
Seeing that. Definitely seeing that. Dexter Fury is having stuck with Digital Soldier the whole way through. Not one change, obviously. Just making short work of Tanashi's now. Digital Soldier. Sorry, pardon me, I lost my breath there. But good corner pressure coming in from Tanashi. He's fully aware and wanting to commit to it. This is what I was saying earlier in the previous matches. Was I was hoping that Tanashi would get more on Dexter's face, much like Dexter is on his. But both these boys returning gaps, looking quite close now. Anything could happen if any one of them changes their skill. Harlow.
Well, I'm just waiting patiently here to see what's going to happen if Tanashi is going to be able to hold his own here and finish out the round, which he does. And I think that's going to give him a bit of a boost here, Sheldon, because he played that second round a little bit better than what we saw in the last 4 rounds. And might just give, I mean, this is a momentum game. If you can establish a little bit of momentum going into round number 3, anything is possible here. And Tanashi got Dexter in the corner here, trying to get the overhead mix-up, but wasting, well, I was going to say wasting those amplified gunshots, but Dexter Fury suddenly on about 27% life. Needs to claw his way back into this match here. Tanashi looking strong, Sheldon.
100%. He's pushing hard. He's maybe had a bit of a twerk. Sorry, a tweet or something from his mate saying, hey, this is what you need to be doing different. I could definitely see some FTS Paris Rama maybe dropping him a hint saying, well, watch out for this, do this differently. But FTS Tanashi looking way more comfortable with his main and being able to bring back another match, making it 3-2.
3-2 indeed. Now, what's going to be quite surprising now is if Dexter is going to stick to Cassie. I know from most players, irrespective of the level that you play at, not everybody is a fan of the mirror match, and I do know this, Sheldon. Dexter has been messing around with Joker a little bit, and I'm sure that's going to make you happy.
You know, that makes me happy. Joker is my new boyki. I'm really enjoying playing him. I'm tending to go back to Nightwolf and Sindel today. I didn't use any Joker today, but Dexter Fury changing it up completely and going for the Cabal pick. You can see Tanashi's just taking a second to think about it, saying, how am I going to approach this matchup? What am I going to do different, especially with a different character? Because I'll tell you what, this character can cause you unnecessary heartache when he spaces you out and gets you caught.
Well, the mean streak variation, and just correct me if I'm wrong here, he does not have the diagonal Tanashi's there. Well, and Dexter hasn't gone for the Cabal pick. He's actually gone back to Cassie. Quite interesting.
Yeah, maybe he overheard us talking about it and was like, well, I'll tell you what, let's prove Sheldon wrong and be like, I am the better Cassie Cage.
Well, we'll wait and see. I mean, I do think that Tanashi had a really strong showing in that previous game, Sheldon. Bringing it back to 3-2, still has a bit of a way to go to equal this game, or equal the set, but you know, we talk about momentum, and with the momentum that he made, or that he gained in the previous game, I think anybody who's kind of neutral to what's happening on screen right now will say that, you know what, let's hope that Tanashi can continue from where he left off in that game number 5.
100%. I'm wondering now if
trying the back 3 there's Cassie, but unfortunately just out of range. Trying to slowly but surely fight his way back into this round, but not looking too good for Tanashi right now. Dexter seems to be in control. Opts not to close out with the forward shot, but the low gunshot closes out round number 1. Tanashi once again standing down the battle.
well, here we have Dexter Fury with 1 round in his favor. I'm actually trying to push back, trying to keep him in the corner. Good spacing, taking advantage of that whiff. See that character knowledge coming in quite strong there from Tanashi.
Absolutely.
Like, I mean, most people would want to challenge it because of the Crushing Bro potential on it. But Tanashi fully aware, fully committed, and made that change straight away. But I need to watch out. He's only a couple hits away. Great neutral duck. Oh, he did do the extended version, go further down screen, but unfortunately just missing it. And Dexter Fury taking up another point, making it 4-2.
I can see a meme right now, Sheldon. It reads something along the lines of, if the Hail Mary fatal blow was a person, whatever Tanashi did right there, that was exactly it. That was as Hail Mary as it came. And Tanashi, I'm not sure what's happening on Steam right now, but Tanashi seems to think that this is over because...
he's playing Mortal Kombat X.
He's playing Mortal Kombat X.
I saw that. He's like, fuck this, let's go play. Let me go use Cassie Cage on Mortal Kombat X.
Okay, I'm not sure. This is something new.
I tell you what, first to 5 is changed. It's changed. It's completely changed. Now, when you are 1 point away from winning, apparently in Zambia or in Zimbabwe, you have to change over to the previous game and try beat him on that game. That's the new rules. I'm just saying.
I wonder if Tanashi just innocently thought that the tie was finished. You know, with all the pauses at the character select screen, Sheldon, I'm just trying to think whether or not Tanashi was maybe just, you know, if his mind was maybe just preoccupied because, I mean, that swap over to Mortal Kombat X was so quick. It was almost,
maybe
it almost startled me.
You know what? it was pre-startle. He was probably getting it ready. He was like, I know what's going to happen. I'm about to lose this matchup. But as I promised, as the law does state in Zimbabwe, that if you are down and out, just revert. Just revert back. Change things back. Mortal Kombat X, let's go.
I wonder if anybody in the Steam chat has maybe just made Tanashi aware that he's still got a match to go.
Does he know that? Does he know that he's still like we've actually there's Mortal Kombat 11's out. Like he can play this one rather. So surprised. I got the pop up as you got the pop up, and I just saw FTS Tanashi is now playing Mortal Kombat X, and I just thought, wow, that was quick.
Yeah, no, it's almost like somebody was waiting for him in Mortal Kombat X, and he just thought, you know, stuff this. I want to play Mortal Kombat X now. I've had enough of 11. So, you know what? I think in the interest of time, Sheldon, I'm not going to try to get Tanashi back. He's obviously gone into Mortal Kombat X. He's obviously enjoying himself there. So, I don't know if you're happy, I'm happy, but I think that this can basically go as a Dexter Fury victory.
Well, I'd like to see the ending because Tanashi still has an opportunity to bring it back.
He does.
But if he's accidentally opened, if he has opened it by accident or some kind of thing's happened, let's give him 5 minutes to state his claim. Otherwise, Dexter Fury is going to win the second first 5.
Well, what I have done is I've just sent him a message in the Steam chat group just to find out if he was aware of the score. I've given him an update of what the score was. Yeah, he was under the impression it was 5-2. So again, like I said, maybe his mind wasn't 100% on what was happening in this first to 5, but he is, from what I understand, is on his way back. So if Dexter can just stay there, Tanashi will be joining us soon, and we will continue from where we left off, with it being 4-2 in favor. Is it 4-2 or 4-1? 4 games to 2.
4 days, 4 games to 2. Yeah, 4-2.
4-2 in favor of Dexter. Tanashi
in Dexter Fury.
with one opportunity to turn this around. Sheldon, are you there?
I am here, pal. I'm just. I had, as I said to you, I had double booked tonight. I double booked a live pub quiz. That you guys, I'll pop out the answers and you guys can give me the answers to the questions. No, I'm joking. I'm not going to cheat like that. So my family is all messaging, so I'm trying to keep track of all the messages at the same time. But I tell you what, I'm always here for my Mortal Kombat brothers, and I'm going to do both. As I said to you today, I said, look, I know what's going to happen. It's going to come around, and I'm going to want to be involved, and that's exactly what happened.
Well, that's awesome stuff. And I think that the chat as well, especially the guys that have joined all the way from Zimbabwe to come and see the guy play MKX against Zambia, against Dexter Fury. I'm sure the guys are in the chat waiting patiently for Tanashi to just come in back, and I'm sure he's going to be with us shortly, and we'll be able to at least see the conclusion of that first to 5 set. Dexter Fury leading by 4-2 as things stand. Tanashi with an opportunity to turn it around, and miraculously so. Because, I mean, just think about it, Sheldon, and the hype that will be created if he can take this from 4-2 and actually just turn it on its head and bring it to a 5-4 victory.
I'll tell you what, I'm all about the comebacks. I'm always about that, you know me. If someone is down, and when we saw it, actually, good run back is back to the last Charlie Wolf tournament was Atrocity going up against Ella Mac.
I remember.
In the finals, and Atrocity just running it all the way back with a 6-1 victory in resetting the bracket and then completely sweeping it 3-0. Just an absolute run back. And for me, the underdog, if you're coming from losers bracket and you win it, there's nothing more tasty. That is the pizza, that is the pie, that is the burger deluxe, and that's everything you need it to be. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what I can say right now, while we are waiting for Tanashi to just come back and rejoin us, is the final match tonight is going to feature Atrocity taking on X-Ray 92. Now, and there's a little bit of history in this one as well, because, just going back a couple of weeks, everybody was kind of like quite impressed with the level of play that we've seen from Atrocity. Making it all the way up to guard rank in the Kombat League on more than one occasion or in more than one season. Really puts in the work. And I think everybody was just not just amazed at his level of skill, but also just the humility that he's shown in victory. He'll always, comment on everybody else's gameplay, how good they're doing to keep up their grind, keep it going, etc., etc. So, apart from being an excellent Mortal Kombat player, he's just genuinely a really nice oak as well. We had this conversation in the PC chat that Atrocity was the best in the PC community from what we've seen at the time. Mark, who mostly plays on the PS4 format, but is also part of the PC WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
Basically said, "Oh, is Atrocity the best?" I didn't realize that because I also play on PC. And I mean, obviously for us, we thought to ourselves, "This is great. This is a challenge. Atrocity is up for it. Mark was up for it, or X-Ray 92, as is better known, also aka Mark the Shark. Both of them were up for it, and Atrocity in that particular first to 10 set went down by 10-2. I mean, it wasn't a whitewash.
Yeah, that is surprising.
But it was a mopping.
Mopping. That was a la mop.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It was a la wash. It was a la mop. It was, floor was pro. That was it. And, I spoke to him immediately after the game and I said, "How are you feeling?" He says, "No, he's waiting for the footage to be available on YouTube. He studied the footage. He came back and he said, you know what, whenever the run back is on the cards, just let me know. He wants to have his run back." Spoke to X-Ray, spoke to Atrocity, and they agreed they're both available tonight. So that's our main event tonight, guys. X-Ray versus Atrocity, first to 10. X-Ray versus Atrocity Part 2. It's going to be
I'll tell you what.
absolutely fantastic.
I forgot I put myself on push to talk because obviously there's other Zoom calls, Zoom parties going on. So taking our turns to talk here. But yeah, definitely excited to see this one. X-Ray, Mark the Shark, Marky Man, Mr. Mark Moon Sammy. Also, way back when, one of my Steam original players that I've played with. Interesting to see how he goes off against Atrocity because I've seen how Atrocity can play. And don't get me wrong, both of these boys are really strong, but they've definitely 100% labbed for this now.
Absolutely.
They are fully committed to beating each other, and I won't be surprised if we see this go all the way as well.
Okay, just to update everybody, guys, I don't want to keep you guys waiting too long. Tanashi still seems to be stuck on Mortal Kombat X Sheldon, so we're going to have to make a call here. Because he has been made aware, but unfortunately his Steam tag is still indicating that he is playing Mortal Kombat X. And
I think that we've pretty much made the answer. We've given more than 5 minutes, more than 10 minutes to come back. We've had no communication. I think it's time to award the victory 4-2 to Dexter.
Okay, so if you are just able to let Dexter know that he has officially won that first 2-5 set, 4-2, and Tanashi is unfortunately forfeit. Dexter Fury actually asking Tanashi to come already. Yeah, let's just leave it at that. So if you can just let Dexter Fury know he can now leave the Koth. Tanashi is unfortunately disqualified. And Dexter basically takes that by 4 games to 2, 5 games to 2 essentially.
Yeah, you know what? As you said earlier, Tanashi's head maybe not in it. Maybe a little bit short on the commitment there. Bit sad to see that in the end. But you know, Dexter, just as hyped and just as part of the community, is like, come on already. I want to watch Mark versus Atrocity. So here we are in the main event, and I'm excited to see these boys. Are you going to get them all in up in you?
Yeah, I see that Dexter Fury is actually just gone AFK. I'm not sure how good an idea that's going to be because I think the more players are in the Koth, the more it's going to be hogged. So if somebody can just ask Dexter to leave, please, so that we can get these other 2 boys in for our main event, X-Ray 92 versus Atrocity. I see he's gone now. Sheldon, do you have Atrocity as well as X-Ray on your friends list?
I believe I do. Let me try and invite them for you.
Okay, if you can, I'm just going to be off for about a minute or 2. And as soon as I come back, I'll join you guys. And hopefully by then we'll have the main event about to start. The first to 10 between Atrocity and X-Ray 92. I'll be back shortly, guys.
All right, these 2 heavyweight titans, Atrocity has been invited, and he's already indicated to me that he is joining. We've also got X-Ray 92 who's been invited and also coming through. I'm seeing all the 7770 CEBD crew all sitting around with their little troll accounts. For everyone that might have insider knowledge on that, really, really funny troll. Big shout outs to Ngoni for that one. Gave everyone a good old laugh on a young Wednesday. But yeah, we out here at the big first to 10 with Mr. Atrocity versus X-Ray. If you guys give your predictions in the chat, that'd be quite awesome to see. Let's give a couple shout outs to the people in the chat that have left a couple comments. John Tobias, aka Slay, yeah, very awesome MK trivia. I should just let these boys know because we got both the boys in the Koth, but they're not actually ready. So let me just get them.
Okay, we are back, guys. We are about to get this first to 10 up and about. We've got a main event here, Atrocity versus X-Ray 92. I'm not sure if the hidden character select by X-Ray is in fact the character that you wanted.
Yeah, I think they weren't prepared. Let's. I asked Atrocity to go AFK. I don't think he had a chance to make his character pick. So let's just ask him to just let X-Ray beat him or something, and then we can start this. Oh, okay. Well, I mean that kind of takes away from the spontaneity, but maybe let's let them roll.
Okay, I think this is the match, Sheldon. I don't think these guys are going to hold off on anything here. They're getting straight into it. Atrocity off the bat, 240 damage, crushing blow, and here comes Jax and his pressure. You know, just going into this match, Sheldon, I do feel like Atrocity is coming in here with a bit of a point to prove. I don't think he expected to go down by 10 games to 2 in the first match that these guys played. I do know that in the previous session, he was chopping and changing characters. I do think we're going to see a bit more consistency this time. Jax is probably going to be one of the characters you're going to see on screen for probably the most of this first to 10 set.
Oh, 100%. I'm quite surprised to see X-Ray going for Spawn. But look, don't give the character any less of a chance. It's definitely possible.
Especially being controlled by somebody like X-Ray. I mean, he's just one of those players that knows exactly what the character is required to do in Mortal Kombat. We're seeing a bit of that come through right now. Saved with the amplified projectiles. Reverse grab. Atrocity about 40% life down. And you can already see some of that matchup knowledge coming in right now, interrupting strings with the down 3. So don't think that because this character is new that X-Ray is still kind of experimenting here. He knows exactly how to play Spawn.
Well, look at the zoning coming in from X-Ray. Did you say the previous? Oh, very unsafe, but not actually a punish there from Atrocity. Quite surprised. But well, eventually gets crushing blow, so tasting it completely and then thinking.
Crushing blow into fatal blow. You know what? That shows what it means to Atrocity to close out these rounds, because I think every single round that gets played in this particular match is going to count for Atrocity. And the perfect start for Atrocity, I think in his mind, he thought, if he can get this first game under his belt, it's going to lay the way for the rest of the set. And guys in the chat, if you are hyped up, I'm just going to hype it up that much more. You are in for an absolute treat tonight. Main event, Atrocity 1 up against X-Ray 92. This is far from over. Sheldon.
I'll tell you what. If this is going to be the run back, and you're saying that the X-Ray won a 10-2 over Atrocity, is that correct?
10 games to 2.
Yeah, that's a big, strong showing. I think Atrocity definitely came in with a point to prove, saying, "Hey, I am the previous tournament champ. You've got something to prove now, buddy."
2-time champ, by the way. The most recent one being against that the Alamac turnaround that you mentioned not so long ago. That was his defending his tournament, or defending his crown rather, as the PC tournament champ. So, up 1-0. Mark gone straight to Noob Saibot this time. And Noob Saibot was actually a character that most of the chat were requesting in the previous encounter between these two giants, Sheldon. And because Mark was so strong in that particular set, the chat never got a chance to see Noob Saibot. And in game number 2 this time around, Noob Saibot has entered the building.
%. Noob Saibot's difficult character to maintain against. But Carlo was looking much a different game.
It is indeed, and you know the one thing that I do know, Jax has unbelievable comeback potential. So, you know, Noob Saibot might easily be in a 50% lead, and that 50% can just disappear because of the character that Noob is up against. But really strong here by Mark so far from what we're seeing here, Sheldon.
Yeah, good corner pressure coming in from Atrocity, but you can see he's looking a bit surprised at how good this new Saibot is, because if you had to put two characters against each other, I would say that Dark Sabbath is not the better variation. Hunker Down is definitely one.
Well, Hunker Down is just one of those characters that can really get under your skin. He overwhelms you with his pressure. He's got good staggers with that forward 3, which on its own, by the way, is -11, Sheldon, can you believe it? So on its own, it is as punishable as anything that you can see. Mark with a really high damaging combo. Doesn't finish that off. Jax waiting for that connection. Got a bit impatient there.
And he knew, and he had that crashing blow, fatal blow on deck, ready to go. Oh, I'll tell you what, Dark Sabbath showing what it means to be played in the hands of Mr. X-Ray 92.
Obviously still reeling at the fact that the Scorpion pulled his head off in MK9, did not make an appearance in MKX, coming back in MK11 and saying, you know what, Jax is in my way, I'm not interested right now, let me just get Jax out of the way, and let's see if Jax is going to say, you know what, I'm not done just yet, because I'm sure that Extra or Atrocity rather is thinking to himself, there was nothing wrong with that Jax play. He got surprised, and I think, if anything, Sheldon, what we don't want to see is Atrocity chopping and changing too much. I know he's been working on quite a few characters, but I think everybody wants to see him go back to Jax, and I think that's exactly the right decision there.
Yeah, no, it is a good decision. You know, I saw him hovering over Katana there, but I thought that doesn't feel like a good play, because Noob's really strong in his mid game and far game, because he can still, if he catches you trying to spam him, he's going to teleport your shit. And he's got the Dark Sabbath variation, which means he's going to be able to full combo you to a good 350 damage.
Absolutely. Well, he stuck to Jax. I think it's the right decision, and I think depending on this, that was an input error, I'm sure. But depending on the outcome of this match, Mark with a flawless block doesn't convert to the up 2 or up 3, but it does get his first
fully
combo.
aware. Yeah.
329
Interesting
damage.
combo change there. Just great spatial awareness to know, okay, cool, I want to put him back in the corner. But also not ready to take up that Jax gimmick and get caught by that grab on that end.
Okay, Atrocity going with the unsafe stuff there. Unfortunately, X-Ray not awake to it, but awake to that with the flawless block. Jax very quickly out of dodge, says no thank you, I'm not going to eat some of this Dark Sabbath damage, I'm going to air escape. But unfortunately, air escape straight into a fatal blow. I think that's going to close out the round, Sheldon.
Yeah, that shouldn't scale too badly.
Oh no, not
And
at all.
decisive choice coming there from X-Ray to just maintain composure with that character. There we go again into the next round. Carlo, what do you...
Well, X-Ray, I believe, and I could be mistaken here, X-Ray mains Noob Saibot. So, you know, I'm sure he would have known that Atrocity is hoping to get a run back here, hoping to turn it around completely, and he's thinking to himself, I'm not going to give you that luxury, Atrocity. I'm going to get my main character, I'm going to play around with Spawn in game number 1, and then I'm going to go straight to my main character, and you can see it happening. So much matchup knowledge here, the flawless blocks on point, the backward grab. Does he have a crushing blow on deck? No, he doesn't.
No, nothing yet.
Connecting him with a low, Misses the
Oh,
down.
just missing the down too.
Excellent play there from Atrocity. Sheldon.
Yeah, there was great pressure coming in from Atrocity, but it felt like a bit of a life jump there. He was like, "Shit, I need to do something now, and I better do it quick." And he made the right choice, but using the fatal blow, maybe not the most decisive thing. So
Well,
X-Ray can definitely take advantage of that.
What
They get caught there.
What Jax does have on board, Sheldon, or he hasn't used it yet, is his crushing blow on his forward throw, as well as his fully charged overhead punch as well. So he's got 2 crushing blows on deck. And I think we might see another crushing blow coming here. We do, and Jax closes it out. So I think at the end of the day, Sheldon making the right decisions to stick to Jax.
Jax wins.
Yeah, a great choice there. Just give me 2 seconds, I'll be here.
Well, Atrocity storming into a 2-1 lead right now, and Mark obviously going for his main in Noob Saibot. He does have a Scorpion, he does have a Baraka, which I'm sure is going to give Atrocity some nightmares considering what happened in their previous encounter. So, it's 2-1, guys. It's a first to 10 set.
Jax.
Mark sticking with the Noob Saibot pick, and obviously believing that based on that game number 2, which he took almost convincingly, he doesn't have to fear anything as far as Jax is concerned. He's comfortable with his Noob Saibot pick. He's obviously aware that he's aware of what Jax has to offer. He's been dealing with the Jax pressure quite well. So yeah, game number 4.
Here we are. Game number 4. It's good. It was quite interesting to see both these boys. Fatal blows and cancels get missed against each other in that last match, or taking full advantage of that those plays. But this is not a matchup you see often, so it's quite interesting to see how Atrocity approaches Noob Saibot, and Noob going off against Hunker Down is probably something that he does see quite often. Fully committed there. I did not know that was punishable, but X-Ray did.
That is punishable, and X-Ray very much aware of that challenge. I know Atrocity, in terms of the way he plays, he really does enjoy throwing in the odd low every time he does the forward 2. But against an opponent like X-Ray, who's obviously aware that that particular string is as punishable as it gets, he was sniffing it out, and the moment he saw that low, the moment that Blaq was on deck, a full punish was on the way. So, as we are praising Atrocity, or X-Ray rather, for his knowledge of Jax and the matchup, Hunker Down did take that first round, Sheldon, if you missed it. And Noob trying to fight back here in the second round. Jax doing what Jax does best, bashing Noob's skull. But here we're going to see a full combo punish, 346 damage, 360. Forward grab, and that closes out the second round here. 1 round apiece.
Yeah, that was really strong showing there coming from X-Ray, saying, look, you're now in the corner. This is my opportunity to give you the pressure. Great character knowledge coming in from both. Fully aware of what the other one's what they're gonna go for. But check out those 2 flawless poke blocks. Third one again. I mean, like, you could look like it honestly looked like Atrocity was a bit surprised, to be honest.
Great tick throw there. Going into a full fatal blow, sure, or crushing blow.
Dirty,
370 damage there. Again, trying the unsafe stuff as Atrocity. I'm hoping it's not going to cost him. Okay, I see we're both in some silence here, Sheldon. Just seeing how this game is going to unfold here. Jax closing it out with a forward 3-3, 1+3 string. And for the first time in an official first to 10 setting, Sheldon, Atrocity has...
Yeah, tying it up for 2-2.
No. It's 3-1. It is 3-1 right now.
Oh, shit.
It is 3-1. And for the first time in a first to 10 setting, as I was about to say, Atrocity has 3 games against X-Ray.
I bet you he's feeling really high on his pedestal right now. X-Ray even dropping him
Well, this is the matchup that gave Atrocity so much trouble in the first time that these guys played each other. And what I can guarantee you, Sheldon, is that Atrocity has looked at the footage and seen where has he gone wrong. What Baraka did to get through to him. He opened him up so many times with 1-1 staggers, 1 into 1-1, 1 into 1-1-2, into the gutted combo. Atrocity never had an answer, so I can guarantee you he's hit the lab and he's going to come up with something a bit different than what he offered in that previous encounter. And there is exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah, that was hectic. I'm quite surprised to see X-Ray change over to Marauder, but now he's going to return the command grabs back to him. But he's fully ready to flawless block that second hit. Atrocity just showing how well he knows his character. But don't let that put you off. X-Ray is fully committed to bringing it back. You can see that for sure.
Well, there's something I want to mention. And I'm not going to mention it just here. I'll wait till the round goes out, but I'm going to mention something extremely interesting. And I'm not sure if the chat knows about this. I only found about it now as I was watching the match. So I'll just wait for the round to close out as Atrocity tries to close it out. Good anti-air there. But with Baraka's flag, which is his damage buff, there was a Batman mask at the top of the flag.
Was there a Batman mask?
Batman mask.
Are you sure?
I'm sure Baraka will throw it out again.
I'm sure you will.
But I must say, Sheldon, from what I've seen thus far in the opening 4 games here, Atrocity looking a completely different player to what he was in that first encounter.
Oh, 100%. I'm not surprised by that at all. Like I said, these boys are lab monsters. Atrocity, where's Atrocity hail from?
He's
Zambia.
in Gauteng. No, he's South African. He's based in Gauteng.
Oh, okay.
These anti-airs on point, and to anti-air Baraka's flying kick is no mean feat at all. He's got such a diagonal hitbox on that jumping kick that does Baraka. And I think Atrocity must be 3 for 3 on those standing 1 anti-airs off a Baraka jump kick. Atrocity suddenly going up 4-1.
Fully committed to those, eh?
Fully committed and no fear whatsoever. No fear whatsoever. He's just looking at the jumping attack coming in and he's saying, up, you want to jump? Thank you. Here's my standing 1 into a converting uppercut. And I think at this point in time, Sheldon, Atrocity full value for his 4-1 lead.
Yeah, no, full value. I don't think you're going to see any kind of change. He's going to keep that standard pressure. X-Ray's got a bit of a mountain to climb here. You don't want to be whitewashed in any kind of the sense. So he clearly needs a couple more wins under his belt. But I can easily see Atrocity wanting to return the favor from the previous 10-2 win.
Well, I think that's exactly what's on his mind. He's saying, well, you won me 10-2. I'm going to try and make it 10-1 here. And at the moment, it looks like he's on course. He's only 4-1 though, so don't get too carried away, Sheldon. But I'm sure that the entire PC community, as much as both these players do play on PC, they're behind their man Atrocity. The PS4 community, obviously, behind their man Mark. And that's just what makes community and competition so great. Because these guys from 2 different sides are coming together, rooting on their boys. And Atrocity looking a little bit under the weather in this round, but he does play Jax, and this can turn around in double quick time. Baraka taking the reverse grab, closing out that round.
Round 2, fight.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're already seeing Atrocity just absolutely laying in that pressure. He's got those full arms, so X-Ray fully aware not to overcommit to anything, because you will 100% see him take full advantage of it. But looks like he's getting that corner pressure back in. Good spacing there coming in from X-Ray. Got it in time this time to get the gap, but Atrocity fully aware to not overcommit either.
Now you see that stagger there that you just saw coming from Jax there, which is just the forward 3.
I did.
Baraka obviously respecting that, but that is -11 on block. It is fully...
It's minus 11.
Minus 11 on its own. The standing 3 is minus 11. It is fully punishable. But because of the way Atrocity uses his staggers, I think X-Ray probably just showing that forward 3 a little bit of respect before deciding what he was going to do. Probably made the right decision because whatever he did, closed that particular match. Atrocity now leading by 4 games to 2.
Yeah, that was actually a really good showing there. But Atrocity didn't win that match, by the way. X-Ray won it.
X-Ray won it, yeah. So he's it's now 4 games to 2.
Yeah. But we should see a different change there coming in from this Baraka. I'm not surprised that X-Ray has been able to pull back a match, but I'm interested to see if he can keep this momentum of keeping the pressure on Jax and not falling for any gimmicks.
Guys, just in the chat, I see 40 people watching this at this very point in time. Guys, thank you so much for the support. Guys, if you can show your support, please hit that subscribe button. We have tournaments every week. We have first to 5. We've got the Afrika series that we partner with FGC Africa. We've got YouTube channels. We've got Twitter streams. We've got everything happening just to put Africa on the map. So if you can please show your support, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and you'll be guaranteed to get regular Mortal Kombat action on PC, on PS4, brought to you by FGC Africa and Charlie Wolf Gaming. It's an absolute fantastic showing here by X-Ray as I'm going through everything that I needed to go through. X-Ray looking really dominant in that round, Sheldon.
100%. X-Ray was fully committed to doing his combos. Please ignore the noise in the background, but we'll just carry on with the voices there. But if you see now with X-Ray's pressure, you'll see that he's ready to get any crushing blow on deck. Full punishes, great staggers. Atrocity just making the wrong time to open up, and X-Ray looking like he's going to take advantage of it at any point.
I'll tell you
see Atrocity changing that play style?
Well, what's happening right now from what I can see, and there's the fatal blow out of nowhere. I think that in the previous game, and even in the first round here, Sheldon, I think X-Ray is getting to Atrocity a bit. Because Atrocity is suddenly looking hesitant. He's not 100% sure when he needs to go in, when he needs to just wait a little bit. And as you can see there, normally on point with his throw techs, just letting Baraka have his own way with the throws. And Mark slowly crawling his way back into the set. It's now 4 games to 3 in Atrocity's favor, but the momentum, Sheldon, it's with Mark.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, Mark's definitely got himself in a bit of a role here. Sorry, forgetting to. I've got push to talk just to avoid any background noise. But what I am excited to see is that X-Ray has changed his playstyle. Said, okay, cool. This is what I need to do. This is what I need to adapt. And maybe a bit of nerves coming in from Atrocity, being like, well, I don't want to go down that same road. But Atrocity being like, look, I know exactly what the counter pick for this fucking Baraka is going to be, and it's going to be a strong ass Cetrion. I've never seen Atrocity play Cetrion, but I can guarantee it's going to be strong as fuck. Well, but look, half the game right now in these first 10s is to adapt and get into the person's head. X-Ray is right now in Atrocity's head because he's gotten him to change his character. His hunker down is amazing. Let's see how his Cetrion is.
Well, straight out the bat there with a forward 4 crushing blow is Baraka, and not going to give Cetrion too much time to settle. Thinking to himself, okay, you want to change characters, I'm going to make things sound comfortable for you right now. And eventually Cetrion fighting back. Gets the forward grab. Panda Bear obviously watching the live stream right now in the chat saying that the Atrocity has been downloaded, and obviously Panda Bear being a Cetrion main himself, obviously quite happy to see Cetrion coming out here in this first to 10. Let's just see what happens here.
Corner pressure, but I mean, that's not an overhead, that is a mid, so Atrocity, X-Ray not worried about getting hit by that crushing, that fatal blow. Although it felt like a bit of a desperate effort there coming in from Atrocity.
I think it was, Sheldon. I think he got maybe just a little bit impatient there, trying desperately to close out that round. Does get the down 2 crushing blow though. Out goes Baraka's teeth. He needs a dental appointment.
I'll tell you what though, this color scheme on Cetrion is so dope.
Does look kind of nice, but unfortunately her leaving herself open is not as nice as that. He needs to resort to his air escape. Baraka with the 1-1 staggers right now. Game at chess at the moment here,
Pinata. I'd like to see that a little bit more from Atrocity to keep Baraka out. Play a bit of zoning game on him. But both these boys sitting on Fatal Blow, what's going to happen? Inches away from a round. And it literally can be one hit coming in from X-Ray and he's got this match.
Okay, good.
And unfortunately, Atrocity taking it again.
Yeah, I think he showed a bit of patience towards the end of that second round there. Just slowly walking Baraka in, trying to wait for his opening. Got the rock wall up, closed the round, goes into this third round. Obviously, very important for Atrocity to take this match if he's going to get any sort of momentum going in here, because should he lose this match, that's then 3 games in a row for X-Ray. And like Panda Bear said in the chat, X-Ray seems to have downloaded Atrocity. All the data that he needs seems to have come in that first couple of games. Micro duck into
Downloaded, that's a good way.
He had to escape there, Sheldon.
Yeah, no, good. These boys seem to be able to read each other's grabs any time. And they're not letting that free damage come out into play, hey? Any opportunity that they have to break in the damage, they take it, but they're not going to let free damage be given away at any time. And here we have what surely is death, and that is fully on. If there was a breakaway given away there, that still would have hit. And Baraka, Mr. X-Ray 92, sealing another one. I'm looking for that Batman logo. It looked like it. I think I saw it, yeah.
It's the first time I see that. But what I'm not a stranger to seeing is X-Ray getting 4 games on the board. This is now exactly where I think the neutrals would have wanted this game to be. 4 games apiece, able to go either way. But I must be honest with you, Sheldon, after that first initial scare in that first 3 or 4 games, Mark's finding his feet and he's basically getting back into this now. It's 4 games apiece. Atrocity, if anything, I think, should be a little bit worried now, thinking to himself, okay, Cetrion doesn't work. His Jax won in 4 games, but for some other reason, he ran away from Jax and he's now gone to Liu Kang. I don't know. I don't know.
Interesting change. I guess he's trying to find a character that he feels is going to be a good counter pick against X-Ray's Marauder, and it's difficult. It's a difficult matchup to find, and to find your character against it in the first 10. You've got to find it soon. Obviously, he felt like the Cetrion pick wasn't a good one. Maybe the Liu Kang will be.
Well, I do know from playing Atrocity on numerous occasions that he is much more comfortable with Liu Kang than what he is with Cetrion.
Full read on that roller. Oh, great anti-air, but we've got to see. Oh.
Liu Kang putting in the work here, Sheldon, and not too far away from closing out this first round. That can take 1 combo from Baraka though. 1 combo from Baraka, but again, fearlessly just standing won the jumping air attack. And Atrocity with that first round on the board.
Oh look, here comes that typical X-Ray corner pressure coming in for the Marauder. There we go, getting caught, trying to press anything, and he's going to full combo you. Oh, misses the punish. And Atrocity saying, "Hey, look, get back in the corner. I want something." Good footsie game. Needs to watch out for the high, but fully ready for it. But looked like Marauder actually just seemed to low profile that.
Yeah, he did, because he timed that flawless block absolutely perfectly. Got the up 3 counter as well. Unfortunately for Atrocity, missing Baraka, being able to low profile it to the way he ducks, I guess. It does still look very much in favor of Atrocity right now, and I think he's going to do what he needs to do to close out this match. Goes back into the lead. It's now 5-4 in Atrocity's favor. Sheldon, this is looking every bit the match that I think everybody was hoping to see.
100%. That counter pick was very decisive from Atrocity. You can see he definitely thought about it. He was like, look, Citron's not working for me. Let me go to one of my other mains that I know I'm comfortable with and is going to be a good counter pick against Baraka. Baraka is so strong in that variation. He needed something. But X-Ray still sticking with it. Saying, look, I know that this is maybe a 5-5 or a 6-4, but I'm going to carry on doing it because it was working. He's going to change his play style and maybe get back in Atrocity's head.
And I think the right pick from X-Ray here. I mean, we've seen a Noob Cybot, we've seen a Spawn. His Noob Cybot looked extremely strong, and I'm sure that people who know X-Ray knows as a fact that his Noob Cybot is strong. But his Baraka, as much as Liu Kang did win that previous match, had what it takes, I think, to get through to this Liu Kang. Escape failed, so the crushing blow is loaded. Down 2, thank you very much. Okay, good stagger pressure here from Liu Kang. Mixing it up with some grabs. So I see the big difference here, Sheldon, compared to the first time these two guys played, is that Atrocity was being opened so many times by Baraka's 1-1-2 string. And I think he's he's decided now, he's just going to hold it finger on block, let the string play out. The moment he sees a stagger coming along, he's going to attack it with buttons of his own. And it's a strategy that seems to be working for him at this point in time. Down 2, thank you very much. Crushing blow.
Yeah, but it looks like X-Ray's making his way back in here. Should be a good
400 damage.
Yeah, chop.
X-Ray just reminding Atrocity there that by no means is Liu Kang going to be a mismatch for this Baraka. There's still a long way to go in this set, guys. It can go either way. Oh, what a punish. What an absolute punish. Use the forward advancing bit just to close down some space. Converted it with the gutted. And I think he actually dropped that combo, eating a fatal blow from Liu Kang on his own. And this is where Liu Kang is extremely dangerous. Down 2.
Yeah, look, it's one fatal blow. And here comes the fatal blow. Oh, misses it.
He missed it.
Unfortunate.
Well, that fatal blow would have killed. And you know what? I almost thought to myself now, Atrocity, if you wanted to do yourself a favor right there, Mark basically threw that game away. Missed his fatal blow that would have guaranteed him the match. Missed the fatal blow. You were able to close that round. I would have gone for an absolute fatality. Just to remind you, your loss, my gain, and I want to get into your head. But I think the respect coming through for both these players here. Keeping it civil, keeping it tidy, keeping it clean, because anything is possible. The last thing you want is to Liu Kang to hit a fatality on Baraka and Baraka to take the remainder of the matches. So probably the right choice there by Atrocity. Sheldon, I'm not sure how you feel.
Yeah, that was gut wrenching to see. X-Ray should have, really made sure. I mean, Atrocity didn't even break away because he knew it was going to happen. So if Atrocity or X-Ray had double, reverse psychology and went, okay, cool, he's probably going to do it. Let me not commit and just continue the combat. These are the things that make MK. It comes down to it in the end.
Yeah, there's such fine margins between a right decision, a wrong decision, a flawless block, holding on to the block. Baraka with a corner combo here. We're going to see an air escape. What a fantastic parry there from, he read Baraka's down 2. And suddenly Atrocity is in quite a bit of a life lead here. Again, that pressure coming through. Gets the back grab, escape failed. The crushing blow is loaded. He misses his down 2, and I think that's going to be the round, Sheldon.
Yeah, here it comes. And one more. Chop, chop, chop. I tell you what, that was the longest freaking corner combo ever. It just was going on forever, but sealed the round, and that's exactly what it...
Oh, that was an interrupt that I've never seen before. High damage Liu Kang combo here, 329 before the breakaway. Gets the forward grab. Okay, this Baraka is so damaging, Sheldon.
I'll tell you what, yeah, I was just watching now, and I was thinking to myself, have you seen how both these guys have changed the way that they're playing?
Absolutely.
X-Ray was never playing he was hardly ever throwing out the hull sparks. But now he was waiting, and then it looked like Atrocity was going to take advantage as soon as he got in, armored through the hull sparks, and probably stolen the round. But X-Ray taking it again and reverse psychology once more.
Well, Atrocity, I think, would be the happy of the two at this point in time, still being in a 6-5 lead. But again, the momentum is now with Baraka. And again, we're not going to see any character changes here. That's Liu Kang versus Baraka. I was watching Liu Kang's life bar just disintegrate in that match prior to this one now, Sheldon. He was sitting at close to 1,000, close to a full life bar. And I think within a crushing blow, a gutted combo, a chop chop, and a crushing blow grab, his life was down to 100.
Choppity chop chop. Choppity chop.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You made quick of that one. Chop chop. I'll tell you what. What's our score now? I'm just trying to keep track because every time one goes up, another one seems to get back. But Atrocity bringing back those flawless blocks again. It's incredible. What's the score there again, Colin?
Okay, so it's 6 games to 5 in Atrocity's favor. And Atrocity is looking quite strong in this first round as well. So, as you were talking about there, Sheldon, the blade sparks have come into play. Tries to get the gutted conversion, but unfortunately for him, Liu Kang does the air escape. Reversal grab, Baraka to the corner. Oh, he was just a little bit too slow on that. Gets a second chance.
He's gonna pay for it now.
1, 2, 3, fatal blow. No, he's dropped it. One of these little drops are going to slowly but surely cost, because that was X-Ray's round to take.
Dick punch for the win. Always not the way that you want to get it going, eh?
Okay, I think Atrocity can actually count himself a little bit lucky in that first round. For some other weird reason, Mark dropping the combo in the corner to close out that round, getting the crushing blow, backward grab, biting a piece of Liu Kang's leg off. Unfortunately, that bite, that chunk that he just took off Liu Kang's flesh is not going to affect the bicycle kicks. It's still going to come with that same velocity, and things not looking too good for Atrocity in this corner here. He needs to get out, and that's exactly what he does. No, he doesn't. The forward grab. Another dick
I'll
punch.
tell you what. Yeah, he returns the favor and a solid little dick punch to win it again. Atrocity making that little gap a little larger. 7-5.
7-5 indeed. Definitely a completely different Atrocity to what we saw in the first match that these guys had, Sheldon. Obviously spent a bit of time in the lab just to get some pointers, I guess, in terms of what he can use against the quality of opponent that he's facing in X-Ray 92. And whatever he's done in the lab, so far it seems to be working because he's got 7 games on the board. And he's 2 ahead of X-Ray 92 as things stand right now.
Yeah, you can see X-Ray is looking for something to counteract Atrocity's labbing and trying to stay fresh and on his heels. But Atrocity just making sure that he doesn't give X-Ray any chance to breathe. But both these boys playing extremely well. I wouldn't be surprised if X-Ray brings back something now or decides to change his character and keep him on his toes again. But I mean, to start off with Spawn, X-Ray can do anything right now. But let's see what's happening.
Started off this first round extremely well, did X-Ray, basically getting Atrocity down to about 45% life left and counting down. X-Ray looking quite healthy as things stand now, staggers into a grab. Tries the lunge, but unfortunately Liu Kang gets a full 220 damage combo. Baraka's in the corner, crushing blow.
That man game was almost perfect on X-Ray. He was like, he's going to commit to the plus string. No, not today. Good idea to send out the crushing blow, but didn't need it. Just gets the down 2 from downtown. That's colder than a witch's titty, face down in the brass bar in the snow. Here we go, Atrocity.
Okay, is he going to be able to escape? No, he's not. Cashes in on the crushing blow, 400 plus damage, including the dot damage. There's Batman's face, Sheldon. A little Batman
I do
mask.
see it. That is very cool.
Okay, good showing so far from X-Ray to close that round. A near flawless victory. But this is an extremely important round for X-Ray. This one particular, Sheldon. Lose this round, he's down by 8 games to 5. Win this, and he's within 1 of where he needs to be in terms of catching up to Atrocity. And he started this round out quite good. Crushing blow. This is gonna do a chunk of damage here.
Yeah, this is gonna be it. Staying safe and just carry on. I mean, that did more damage than it did. It was already 53%, and then he still managed to get some more. Decisive showing. Brutality. Oh, I didn't do it. I
was waiting for it.
That was a super decisive round. X-Ray saying, look, I'm going to change my playstyle. I'm going to bring it back. This isn't over yet. Atrocity still... X-Ray still wants it. He wants to be the best piece. He wants to be the best player on PC. Let's see him show it.
Well, whoever wants to take that title of being the best, one thing I can tell you, Sheldon, is that what we do have here is 2 high-quality players. Whether they play on PC, on PS4, they are just 2 exceptionally talented Mortal Kombat 11 players going head-to-head, and I think the score basically tells the story as it stands right now. 7 games to 6 in favor of Atrocity, and can't get much closer than this, eh?
Nah, this is a premier kind of. This is the title matches. This is epic, man.
Evo Grand Finals, Atrocity versus X-Ray 92. How's that, huh?
Evo Grand Finals. What'd you say?
Featuring Atrocity versus X-Ray.
Yeah, 100%. This is the PC Evo. The PC Evo Grand Finals. Lockdown League, Kombat Afrika, AFGC, Charlie Wolf Gaming, co-hosted by TheSheldzable. I don't know what else to drop else. I'm saying as much as I can.
Well, I'm going to just share a couple of things with you guys as well as we close out this particular match. And it does have to do with Nevermore. But as things stand right now, Atrocity leading X-Ray by 7 games to 6. We have not seen a character change of late. I think these 2 guys are going to take these 2 characters till the very end, Sheldon.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised. You can see they're both comfortable now. They found their footing. Atrocity feels like he can... This has been a good counter pick for X-Ray's Marauder. And you can see X-Ray is quite comfortable with the fact that he can beat the Luhan Quan variation of Liu Kang quite easily.
Comes Batman.
But yeah, there it is. but definitely working hard for the money.
What I would be really interested to know is the law behind Baraka having access to Batman's little bat helmet. I would love to know that little law moment to say how he actually got access to that. Could have been during Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe, who knows?
Well, yeah, the timelines are all but fucked at the moment. The Baraka is wearing the crocodile skins from Doc. That's probably where he got that flag.
Atrocity with 444 damage in the corner, putting Baraka under some pressure. Baraka trying to fight back. Oh, and he's got his opening. There was no fatal blow there. Sheldon, what is going on?
That was a weird mind trick. He thought, okay, this time he's gonna block it. This time he's actually gonna not do it or not break away. And true shit, these guys show the ultimate amount of respect. Oh, some great wave dashing coming in there for Atrocity, but there's a lot of respect from both these guys in the terms of the way they play against each other. But they're not ready to disrespect anything either because they don't want to get punished for it, because both of them know how to take full advantage of a punish. There's one coming in, full damage.
400 plus damage with the dot damage, and that's Baraka doing what Baraka does. No brutality. But Sheldon,
6-6,
7-7. It is 7 games to 7.
I told you, I had the feeling in the beginning, and I'm pretty glad I did. I felt like this was going to go all the way. And even 7-7 is a large amount of matches. And for it to be this square, one of these guys now needs to make a big change to get a big lead. If they don't do it... And dude, and what did I say? That is a huge change.
I'm not convinced.
Okay, this one's a little bit more understandable.
Yeah, I think so. I think he was digging himself his own grave with that Shao Kahn pick. I mean, I've recently played Trusted Shao Kahn, and I can tell you this much: as good as he is, the character is not ready for a match of this nature. And I'm glad he didn't go with Shao Kahn.
Yeah. Shao Kahn, there is a couple of being the Stabs who plays him, who vouches for him, but I don't believe he is the ultimate Khan. Talking about the Khans, this is definitely to get the badge of the Steam Community Khan, the Combat Khan of the Steam community. In this battle match, and it's looking really strong for both these boys' favor, and I would be too hesitant to say that it's going to go either one's way.
Okay, some little lag spike coming there, and unfortunately for Baraka, Sonya able to get the down 2 to close out the first round. Looks to be a strong pick here from Atrocity, Sheldon.
Yeah. Overcommitting with that string, and you can see X-Ray is fully ready to take advantage of it. And Onion Rings for Day is going to be very difficult to punish, but saying that again, this is X-Ray. He's ready to do that leap and take full advantage of any time that X-Ray does that.
Well, a couple of 50-50s coming in here by Sonya, and that's proving to be the difference at this point in time, Sheldon. Against the previous pick, who was Blaq, I think it was. I think he had less. But before I get all excited here, there's the crushing blow. He dug himself out of that one, and gosh, I think Atrocity must be thinking to himself, that was not a good way to go out there.
Just a fantastic read, actually, honestly, coming from X-Ray to be like, look, this boy's going to roll out, or he's going to try and fatal blow. And I know that his shit's not going to be that many frames. I'm going to grab him, and I'm going to win that round. X-Ray knew it was coming. There again, knew a high was coming.
Oh, this is going to be
And
damaging. This is going to be... Oh, he drops it. He dropped it, Sheldon.
Doesn't matter. This is gonna do it.
He amplifies the chop to just get that little bit of damage that he needed to close out that match. That is extremely clever play from X-Ray, who now finds himself leading this first to 10 set by 8 games to 7. Sheldon.
I'll tell you what, X-Ray's had a hard road ahead of him for that one. I mean, he was down 3 matches at one point.
Yep.
So he's had to bring a 3 back to tie it up. And then now has finally got the lead again over Atrocity. Atrocity is probably not feeling too good about that. But if I was him, I'd look at a different way of playing Sonya. Keeping it fresh. I'll tell you what, Atrocity is not giving X-Ray an easy time at all. Atrocity, to give him the biggest amount of respect, he keeps on changing to different characters. And as if he was playing them the whole day. It's quite incredible to see. Every single one of these characters, he quickly changes over to their style, quickly throws it in X-Ray, and then X-Ray has to quickly adapt and try and do this matchup knowledge once again. But here we are again in match 20.
That match.
That match. Let's say match number something.
While this match is going on, you know, you had your family come in there into the chat, Sheldon, your wife just showing her support as well.
My wife showing support again? Oh, that's great.
I just want to give a little shout out to my 12-year-old son. If you go up in the chat, you'll see a name by the name of Mr. Muggles. That is, in fact, my boy. Just showing his support for his dad, doing some stream to get Mortal Kombat on the map. So, big up to
Hey.
Connor. As we see yet another flawless block.
Baby Charlie Wolf.
Baby Wolf.
Can't wait to see you. Baby Wolf. Started to see him come and join in tournaments one day. See you soon, pal. Say awesome, kid.
Well, Atrocity looking quite strong, delaying that second amplified onion ring there, hoping to get the crushing blow. Mark away.
Yeah, Mark's commitment to stay patient with Atrocity is paying off. He's definitely got great matchup knowledge, but Atrocity is keeping that pressure on X-Ray, not giving him a chance.
Short up into a grab.
I would never have called that. I mean, if X-Ray had a different string there, he could have made it. That's a crushing blow, and that is the match. That was a great showing of Atrocity to say, look, I'm going to show you something different. I am going to bring this back, and now we're on 8-8. I would not be surprised if X-Ray changes his character. I'm telling you now.
I wouldn't be surprised either. And he's got so many characters to play. And I mean, if you look at his combat card, there's a little scorpion little picture there. And I'm kind of wondering if we might not see a scorpion pick just to counter Sonya's extremely strong projectile game. But he's gone straight to Baraka. So he obviously believes in this character, Sheldon.
Look, X-Ray definitely known for his Mortal Kombat X Scorpion, so I think he's paying a bit of homage in his combat card. But don't get me wrong, he's probably got a mean ass Scorpion in Mortal Kombat 11.
I'm sure he does.
But I think that's just it's a good homage on that combat card for his little bit of his past. But here we are. This is, I think, a round that both these boys want. If I was in this match right now, I would want this match more than anything, because this would give me a comfortable lead to go for that 10th spot. Sorry, that 10th win. And not having to have too much pressure on my cards to get that final match. I'll tell you what, X-Ray looking good in the corner here, going for the full combo. Ooh, and getting a footsie to keep Sonya in the corner. This should be it. Should be the round. It is indeed.
I think
Carlo,
so. Clever
what do you think
down.
Atrocity needs to do different?
Well, I think what he didn't do in that particular round was to just try to get his projectile game going. And I think the reason for that is because X-Ray has just been relentless with the pressure. He hasn't been able to get any mix-ups. Trying the shenanigans, which is working for him. 2 short tops into a forward grab. Short top kick, another forward grab after a short top. So Atrocity, I think he's answering your question for you. What did he need to do a bit differently? Become unpredictable, and that's what he's done, and he's established about a 40% life lead. But unfortunately for Atrocity, in the corner where Baraka can do so much damage, mixing it up and closing that second round there. Sheldon, this is a round that is going to determine the fate of this set, I'm sure.
Fight.
Oh, I'll tell you what, anything can happen. I mean, any of these boys can bring it back. And these boys playing so decisive. You can see how warm they are. Buttons are fully ready to be pressed. Down 2 from downtown. Is he going to switch? Yeah, he does.
I have to hands down just say this, that by far, X-Ray is the best Baraka I have ever seen being controlled in Mortal Kombat 11. And wow, I did not expect that. And on the one occasion where he needed a fatal blow to just close out the round after having missed so many previous to this, he closes out and takes his 9th game of the evening. Game number 17 out of the way. X-Ray now leading Atrocity by 9 games to 8. Sheldon, this is every bit the match that I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, 100%. I would be surprised if Atrocity changes again. But it would be cool if he does. But I would be, I would honestly, I would be surprised because his Sonya is really strong. He's got it now. We're in the end game now, as Thanos would say. And yeah, call it. He's staying with it. He needs to make some decisive choices now in this match. Else X-Ray is going to take it again. And Atrocity doesn't want that. This is the run back. This is to be the Steam Kombat Khan.
Yeah, the undisputed Khan, the ruler of all the realms, Nether Realm, Outworld, Earth Realm, the Chaos Realm.
100%. So I want honestly, I want to see it go down to the final match. Let's see what Atrocity does different. Great anti-air. Oh, that is punishable. Gets it.
I think Sonya is going to have to pay the price there because obviously she relies so heavily on her mix-ups. And if Mark manages to guess right, a full Baraka combo punish could be on the cards here, and that's something definitely I don't think Atrocity wants to deal with.
Saying that, Sonya's pressure was full on in X-Ray's face. But here we are in the corner again, where Mark likes to strive, but he's always forward block. Oh my goodness! Oh my fucking goodness! That was insane.
That was unbelievable,
dude. And that was awesome.
And the pressure to do that to do it almost so flawlessly. Unfortunately, he eats about a 500 damage combo here if you include all the dot damage. Sheldon, Baraka just hits like an absolute truck in this variation.
Look at that health bar melt right now. But Atrocity not out, saying, look, I want to get out of this corner. I'm going to return the damage on my own. 330. Ooh, could have got caught whiffing. He can get this, but he needs to be patient. Look, this is it.
He's on match point, Sheldon. He is on match point.
This is match point. Atrocity needs to play his heart out to get this round. Ready, starting off with onion rings.
Mixing it up a bit. 1-1.
That was it. Oh, that's decisive. Good choice to use that now.
Out comes Batman to do some detective work, and unfortunately, no breakaway bar. He's going to eat a full combo punish here, 400 damage.
Ouch. Oh, unfortunate on getting that down too. He wants it. He wants it. He wants it hard.
And
it's all his. X-Ray, just fantastic showing in that last match, just to seal the deal. Atrocity maybe licking his wounds a little, fought his way all the way to the top wanted it badly. 1 point having that 4-1 lead. But X-Ray saying, I am the con. I have been playing wrong, boy, and you're going to need to level up some more for maybe part 3. But great showing from both these guys. 10-8 is nothing to walk away from.
No, I think it was an absolute fantastic showing, not just by those two boys there, Sheldon, but I think the entire evening has just been absolutely fantastic. We've had some top-class Mortal Kombat action taking place tonight, guys. Guys, I see you guys are in the chat. Everybody's still there. I think the guys are still playing on. I'm not 100% sure what's happening. But Atrocity taking that by 10 games, or sorry, X-Ray 92 taking that over Atrocity by 10 games to 8. And it was just absolutely fantastic. You know, at some points there, Sheldon, I felt like I was speechless. I was wanting to commentate and wanting to just give some input in terms of what was happening, but I found myself in awe by what was happening by these two titans of Mortal Kombat 11. Guys, while you are still around, just thank you so much for participating tonight in the chat. If you are new to the chat, if you've not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Show your support to the AFGC. We're trying to get Africa on the map. Myself, Charlie Wolf, my partner in crime, TheSheldzable. Find us on Twitter, find us on WhatsApp, find us with Art Department on all the socials. We'll put it in the video description. But please leave a like on the video if you enjoyed tonight's action. If you can, please subscribe. It will really show your support and we'll really appreciate it. All of us from the FGC community, from the FGC Africa community, from the AFGC Steam community, from the PS4, from the PC, everybody that's affiliated to Mortal Kombat 11, it will really show us your support. So please keep supporting this. We're going to have continuous competitions, streams, first to 5s, first to 10s, friendlies, tournaments, you name it. If you want to watch some African Mortal Kombat action, these are the places that you need to be. Sheldon, anything from your side?
Yeah, a couple things for me. Always awesome to see some heavyweights going in. Big shout out to the FTS boys for making a good showing. FTS Parasurama in the first to 5 absolutely slaying. FTS Tanashi making a good headway, but his head maybe in a different place.
Yeah.
And then this title fight was one of the best to watch. Once again, I agree that watching both these boys fight against each other it's quite difficult to commentate on when you're so in awe. Every time I saw one of those flawless blocks, every time I saw a round decisive move, it's hard to be like, well, you guys decided. Yeah, it was really cool to see them make those really decisive moves against each other.
Sheldon, I can hear you are in demand. So I just want to say very quickly and very briefly, thank you so much once again for your participation tonight. You know, amid all the things that you had to do, family time, etc. Thank you so much. I'm sure the community appreciates your time. I am going to relieve you now. Go and enjoy your family time. And I'll close the stream off.
Yeah, sorry. I wasn't so as much as involved as I'd like to be today. Just a double book tonight, but we're still awesome to watch, and I'm looking forward to the next one. Thanks again, Charlie Wolf Gaming, and I'll catch you guys on the flip flop. Check me on Twitter, dropping them in the chat. Come follow us.
Thanks, Sheldon. And on that note, guys, it is good night. Guys, just a big thank you to Black Rebel Studios for coming up with the Mortal Kombat AFGC intro video. That music track was produced by our local talent here, so please just support Black Rebel Studios. Also to Chris Nevermore and his IT company. I struggled to get to the name of the company now, Chris, if you can please forgive me. Webhound IT Solutions, that is it. If you can please check out their page. I think they do have a Facebook page. I am going to put all the descriptions or all the links in the video descriptions below. And just a big thank you to everybody that came here tonight. I really appreciate your support. Please leave a like, drop a subscribe on the channel, and I'll see you at the next event. And just as we're about to exit, guys, just have a quick look at the AFGC intro video. It's really a fantastic piece of work. thank you to Black Label Audio and Chris and Webbound IT Solutions for collectively coming up with the concept. And I'll see you on the next stream. Cheers, take it easy, good night.
I could give a damn if you doubt me.